Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Hard Knocks Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. This sports program starts right now.
Football!
It's happening. Shout out to Pac-Man Jones, who is in studio. 14-year NFL corner is here. Great to see you, Pac. Pac will be giving us his top 5 corners in the NFL throughout the day at some point. Now, we had it blocked in for the A, C, D, E block.
Sure.
But there's a chance it comes in the first hour, second hour, or the third hour. Cannot wait for it because obviously 14 years in the NFL, very, very good corner. Your words are going to ring a lot heavier than if we were to do it. Cannot wait to see who he thinks is the top 5.
Yeah.
Got a little early peek at it. I saw a couple names missing.
Whoa. Really?
Saw a couple names missing. Might be some shit to stir afterwards.
Hey.
Pac-Man's top 5 would be fantastic. Though the toxic table is here at Boston Connor, Connor's mullet, and at Ty Schmidt wearing a sweet hat, dude.
Yeah, I had to. You know, we got a nice little care package yesterday from Unreal Golf and Thielen, and I'm not one to just shill immediately, but I laid eyes on
You
that
certainly
hat.
are. You certainly are.
Absolutely.
If there's a hat sent into this office, it is on your tiny, big-brained head, literally the next day on the program. John Deere.
Yeah, that's right.
They sent you what? A hat and a hanky.
Yeah, pretty much.
And said, "Thank
long
you."
sleeve T-shirt. Well, that's different though.
And you put that thing on.
That's different.
Some hockey team, I think, sent not the Vegas Golden Knights. I think it was the Thrashers. The Thrashers sent you a hat. We're fucking rocking that the next day.
Pickleball hats.
Pickleball hat next day.
I think everybody in the office know to let Tone pick the hats.
Tone or
I'm
Ty?
gonna let Ty pick the hats before anybody else.
Yeah, great. You're a hat wearer.
I love wearing hats, you know, and it was kind of a hectic morning this morning. I didn't comb my hair after I got out of the shower. My hair looked like shit. So I said, okay, I wasn't planning on doing this, but this is a great design. It's a very comfortable hat, and I'm not usually a rope hat guy. I don't usually like these, but I saw it. I said, what the hell? I'm going to throw it on.
The rope hat is like a Southern thing, it feels like.
I believe so.
I thought it was like a throwback almost. I thought that was an old thing to do, and then it's coming back. And
it was definitely an old thing.
Yeah, these ropes are small. That's the only thing.
Which is why I don't
So
mind.
it's not a Southern thing? That's just like
I mean, it could be.
I
but
think it is too. Like, I mean, come college football season, every Saturday, you're going to see so many frat kids wearing hats with the rope on them. You just are.
Well, this show.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, this show. Obviously, we don't need you feeding the image.
Yeah.
You know?
Just another ridiculous, South with ropes. Just why can't anybody else have it?
You're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, obviously. South had quite a scene this past weekend in Alabama.
They did.
On a boat.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about our society?
What's
What's
that?
that?
Everybody looked at that and was just like, that's good classic entertainment, baby.
That's right. That's right.
That's good internet, baby.
It
Right
was.
side seemingly won in the proper fashion.
What?
There's a couple chair shots in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Stories are being told forever about this weekend. And then you think about what Black Twitter did to that video.
Man.
I mean, it was one of the great. I don't want to carry this all. I mean, we might be talking about this for the next few months.
Yeah.
What a fucking incredible piece of internet.
Oh, my God.
So
It
good.
was. And obviously, there are some follow-up videos allegedly taking place from the losing side.
Saw that.
We do not know if that's real or if that's not. But I cannot wait for the post-fight interviews.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Chair guy, once he gets out of jail 20, 30 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get attempted.
Yeah, for sure.
With a weapon, that's going to happen.
all
We will hope that a judge and jury will be able to figure that whole thing
Yeah,
out.
hopefully.
Hopefully we'll be able to hear from all the participants in a much different fashion. But that post-fight press conference, the first one that happens, I'm excited to hear that team.
yeah.
I'm excited to hear both teams talk about maybe we set it up like a fight, like they're on one side of like
I like that. Yeah.
Like a reunion.
and on the other side,
show.
yeah, we have that guy from Watch What Happens Live, Cohen, hosting that
There
thing.
it is.
Andy.
Right in the middle, kind of doing it.
Yeah.
We need this to be something that kind of goes forever, because although it seemed in the video that the world was split more than it's ever been, that looked like you're looking at something from way back in the day. Now, I'm not saying that racists don't exist anymore, but I do believe there is less of them. I hope, at least, I think we all do. You're watching that fight. It is literally, okay, we got the white people here.
Yep.
Versus the black. Colorblind people knew who was on what team.
Yes, they did.
Okay, and that's literally what it was. It was like, damn, this is like we're taking a step back in time. But what I saw on the internet was like, No. We're all on the same page.
Yeah, bringing everybody together. And apparently that kid that was real. That was one of the kids who was in the fight, yeah. And then we saw this morning, talk about bringing people together. You know, Black Twitter has claimed Not in This Small Town by Jason Aldean as their song now. I saw that multiple times.
Black Twitter is going crazy, and the biggest story I think out of the whole Black Twitter is when you see a black man jump into water and swim to a fight, it's a problem.
Hey, it's good. I'll tell you what, a lot of these teams in training camp right now, a lot of coaches are trying to bottle up camaraderie, bottle up chemistry. And they'll show videos and movies. You know, remember the Titans get shown a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Back in the day, other videos get shown about, hey, coming together, we got to be one here, you know, big team, little me. They need to start showing that video and say, look at how these strangers came together for each other.
Check this out.
Okay? This guy... First of all, my shirt's drenched. Let me. I'm not gonna be wearing the fuck up.
Hold on. Take my shoes off.
The hat toss.
The hat toss.
So good. So many different angles too.
So many.
Every angle you could ask for.
The memes of the hat toss were also just top tier.
I love the fact that the guy who got the hat tossed in his face had no idea that in a matter of moments, he was going to have a chair hitting him right in the forehead multiple times.
Several.
Now, the chairman, you know, the chairman of the whole thing.
Chairmageddon, people were saying.
He went into a zone a little. You know what I mean? Sometimes people go on the field and they just or go into a basketball court and it's just like everything's falling. Chairman got into a zone out there. He was swinging both headshot,
bang,
headshot,
bang,
headshot,
bang.
Now he's hunting.
Yep.
Right?
Who wants some? Who wants
That's
some?
scary.
And he goes, you know, and there's a cop right here.
Right. Yeah.
He hits his lady who's sitting down. Now, that's gonna be the one that gets him.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's gonna be the one that's gonna get him, I do believe. And we appreciate what he has given us and shouldn't hit. Obviously, we do not believe that males and women should be fighting at all, ever. Never. Don't. But he swings that chair, hits that lady in the head. It's like, oh, that's tough. And then he's about to swing again, and the cop's like, yo.
Yeah.
He's like, and then you see him like snap out of it. He's
Oh, no. What did I do?
I don't know what happened. And then he almost just was like, all right. I guess that's
Take
it.
me away. That was fun.
Never gonna see my family.
Yeah.
Good scrap. Good scrap.
So we appreciate his sacrifice. Obviously, don't think he should have hit that woman in the head with the chair, but that guy that was coming off the boat, he certainly deserved a pop or two right to the floor.
Yeah.
And he got him.
And sounds like from the reaction of the one guy in the fight, the whites understood what happened too. They're like, yeah, we got God out there.
Yeah.
Bit
You know
off
what
a
I mean?
little too much.
We signed up for something we did not know that there was troops in the back.
No.
We did not know. And
No.
once again, that's a great depiction of coming together.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
That's a great depiction of what every NFL team is trying to do right now.
That's right.
Trying to get each other's back no matter what. Hey, you're making a bad decision, but I'm on your team. So fuck it. I appreciate that. That's what NFL teams are trying to do, and that's why that boat video needs to be discussed as these teams are being built in training camp.
Absolutely.
Everything out of every training camp sounds a bit too positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them.
One half of the hammer down Cowboys turn Diggs is here. You hearing negative? Dak Prescott with picks, I guess. That's the only thing.
Dak with picks. I guess I don't know if you could, I guess you could take it positive or negative. The quarterback situation down in Tampa. That's probably the other.
Negative.
But the thing still on the show there is that it's 145 degrees.
Well, it's boiling.
It is actually 110 or
15,
something.
yeah. It's ridiculous.
Pre-humidity.
Right.
So that's like, you had humidity in 125. I guess the Buccaneers are practicing inside
Smart.
right now.
Probably smart.
Trying to survive. But they host a preseason game against Pittsburgh Steelers here in a couple of days. It's going to be so hot down there. So I'm not going to say that is affecting.
We let Mason take that one.
Bro, 110 degrees right there.
That's insane.
112 in Venice.
Yeah. Absurdly hot.
With 100% humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really is 120.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, I
was just in Miami. It's really hot.
Yeah, you were like
Even
yesterday.
the water is hot. Like
boiling.
We got out the water because we couldn't even sit in the water.
It's like a hot tub?
Feel like you working out. It was hot in the hot tub.
They said it's like in the 90s in most places in Florida, the water.
I was at Fontainebleau. It was hot. Like,
oh, you're so cool.
miserable.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah, at least they could have warmed up the pool.
Did you see Ian? So the pool was a cold tub.
No, the pool was like a hot tub.
Everything's hot.
Yeah,
the
even the
pool.
water is hot.
Got it. Did you see Ian Rappaport down there at Fontainebleau?
No, I didn't get to see it.
How about Tom Brady's ex?
No, I didn't see Tom Brady.
She was allegedly dating, remember, the guy that owns
right.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Seen
Is that the
Jake,
same guy?
Logan.
No. Jake and Logan were?
Yep.
Did you go talk to him?
2 Chainz. Yep.
Titty boy?
Titty boy was
Titty?
okay.
Jake told me to tell you what's up.
How is Titty?
Jake.
Paul?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hello. He,
Logan didn't say it?
Yeah, why
Yeah, Logan did say it too.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I was just wondering. I thought it'd be nice.
Logan looked like he had just got his ass whooped.
Well, he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
cheated. He cheated.
Yeah, I need a brass knuckle.
He had brass knuckles. He got a brass
So
knuckles.
what, you
fight.
just went down there just go to Fountain Blue on a Monday?
Yeah, went to Poppy's, get something to eat, had a business meeting.
Oh,
Came right
okay.
back.
Of course.
I love the way you live your life. And also, for those that are keeping track at home, Pac-Man Jr. is 5 years old, not even in kindergarten yet, had 10 touchdowns this weekend.
Yeah.
10 fucking touchdowns in tackle football.
Yeah.
Helmet bigger than the rest of his body. Shaking little kids. 10 touch. Here he is. Here he is.
Great.
Baby D hands Pac-Man Jr. the ball. He gets the outside. He's off to the races, and nobody's catching the son of Adam Jones. That's one tud. Here comes another one. Ball on the inside.
Oh.
Don't love that. Gets through a tackler. Gets through another
Wow.
one. Sheds a first grader. Man's in kindergarten. Gets to the end zone. Tutty. No celebration. Hands ball back to the ref.
Okay.
Spin move. Stiff arm. Oh. Teaching toughness. Now, Pac-Man, I'm going to ask you this question with a straight face, even though I assume your answer is not going to be of that. This is Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ohio and Kentucky.
So they were worried about, look at that cut.
Damn.
Jeez Louise. These
Kids-
kids got no shot.
Seeing the field well.
These kids got no shot. Shout out to Chase getting down in there on her center,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh, got him.
See ya.
Oh.
Can't let one guy.
Is this a
bring you
beast
down.
quake? Pac quake? Carry him?
Wow.
Oh, they blew it dead. That's bullshit. Pac-Man Jr. has been working on hills. So he carries it in the right hand. He's comfortable there. Let's not worry about that.
You see Rico.
That's a big time shot.
Rico Suave, the left guard, is just blocking his ass off.
All right, well, congrats to Pac-Man Jr. Let's keep it going.
Go Pac.
Did you have any fear at all of him playing tackle football at the age of 5?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Just saying.
That's when it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your zone
3.
in Atlanta,
Yeah.
did you guys have Oklahoma drills in between
Yes.
buildings?
Yes.
Okay, so I've heard about this. In Plum, we did not have this. We did play tackle football.
Kill him in
Y'all
the
didn't
ball.
have Oklahoma drills?
No, so
No,
I mean, not set up like this. We didn't
Like,
have
well, you
pads.
on your back, that guy's on his back.
pads. They put pads on
Full
us.
In
pads
an alley,
on.
right?
Yeah, we did.
This guy got the ball. You
You
can't
run
run
those up with-
outside the line. You got to run.
In practice?
No,
No, same.
at the house.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is on like a Tuesday
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock.
Little board.
After school.
Entire neighborhood comes.
The whole entire day.
I like that.
And we're like almost betting, it seems like.
Yeah.
I haven't been in one of these spectacles, but from what I've been told, a couple of my friends made a lot of money for a lot of
Yes.
people, and they ended up in the NFL, and they were still using the techniques they learned in between apartment buildings.
Smart.
Oklahoma drills at like 8 years old in front of me. That was like a very standard operating thing. So then when I'm hearing those stories, and I'm hearing people talk about how parents are going to pull kids out of football because they're, I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that is going to be the case. That was just standard operating procedure, I think, in some neighborhoods.
Yeah, and you got to realize in the inner city, like, the first thing you got to have tough and grit. Everything else will come along with it. Like, you can't build heart. So that was a drill that every kid in the projects or any inner city that played it in the inner city program, you do that drill because you don't want kids to be scared. And if you learn how to do that drill pretty good, you can be pretty good. And it's just like how going to the Ruckers and they have kids playing one-on-one and they betting. In the inner city, this is a big betting drill. I've seen kids go home with $400 or $500 and the guy that's betting on them going home with $10,000.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's a Tuesday.
That sounds
I
fun.
like that.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, though, and I don't want to speak out of pocket here, but I feel like I have enough friends from the projects and from different neighborhoods all over the place, from Compton to Atlanta, from Zone 3 to Zone 6 down there. I mean, I feel like I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. The mindset is we're either making it in sports or music, right?
That's it.
Now, we hope we all get to a stage in our society where public education everywhere is worthy of dreams being real, of like, I'm gonna go be a lawyer, I'm gonna go be a doctor, I'm gonna go do this. But it is what it is in a lot of situations. And it's like whenever the war on football was happening, I think it was tough for a lot of us to believe like, there ain't no war on football for people that are struggling to have a fucking meal every single day. Football is an avenue for success to change the trajectory of your entire family, of your entire neighborhood. I don't know if that's ever gonna change. And I think that kind of got missed in the conversation about it all. But I love that your 5-year-old's out there scoring 10 touchdowns.
Awesome.
And I like that he's just giving the ball back to the ref after the touchdowns, too.
Oh, you do. See, I'd like to see a little, maybe like a prime dance out of
young
Pac-Man
for
Jr., maybe even do some sort of, dab or gritty, whatever the kids
You
are
remember
doing.
that little white, that was a baseball player that had the music, his walk-up music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
He was like dancing.
Going crazy.
And then he like hit a ball. Like, I love that too. I like every, whatever is you, do it.
Sure.
You know? But I like the fact that Pac-Man is seeming, Pac-Man Jr.
All business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not me. It's not his forte. Like, I like to enjoy it. You know, he does talk trash. He get crunk when he make good plays.
He's talking trash to these first graders?
He's used to scoring touchdowns. So like he know he supposed to score touchdowns. So it's like, all right, here. Can I get it again, Dad? Or do I have to you got to get to somebody else?
Baby D got to get a ball or what? I mean, I feel like we can really win this thing. He would just hand me the 15, 20 times today. I respect that. And the thing I do love the most is when Baby Gronk and his dad were popping off, Pac's first reaction was, gotta get Junior out there with Baby Gronk. I'm like, well, I think he's like 10 years older.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's interesting to kind of watch the development and the growth. You're an incredible leader of all those kids over there. You should feel very proud of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You're investing time, which isn't easy, and you're making everything work while still being able to do business at the Fountain Blue. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, Pat.
And Tish. Tish kicking a lot of ass, too.
Yes, she is.
Well, I mean, not to throw any bad juju on this, but I mean, running backs can't get paid. I don't know why he's in that wide receiver or something.
He's the best athlete on the field.
Kind of, he's playing everything. You got to realize now at this age, getting the ball quick. We're not really throwing the ball at 4 and 5 year olds. So as you see, I got him at the slot. He's coming getting reverses. He's at running back. He's at quarterback. The whole thing about now, you got to get the balls in the best player's hands.
That's football, baby.
Yeah, I suppose.
Next year, he's at safety right now. Reason why he's not at corner because nobody's passing.
See a lot of shotguns.
He's in the middle of the field, coming down, finding the ball. That way, nobody can score a touchdown. But yeah, he'll get there.
Okay.
Maybe we put him D-line.
Yeah, D-end.
That'd be sweet.
I got some big boys that's already up there D-line, and they are just monsters. This kid Adam, I have, he'll be one of.
What's the name of the team?
His name Hilltop Savages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck out there.
Let's go.
Good luck to everybody that runs into Savages, too.
Yeah.
I mean, those dudes are playing for keeps.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? These ain't no games now. Let's get back to the NFL that Pac-Man Jr. will be in at some point. We can't wait to watch it, and I assume many others. They're on that tape right there. All news is good news coming out of training camp, seemingly.
Mostly, yeah.
So we have 3 preseason games this year. I learned this morning from talking to a coach that the AFC has the 9th home game this year during the regular season because remember it's split and then there's a interconference game. And this year the AFC teams are getting the home game, so they're only getting 1 home preseason game. So that I assume will be flipped every single season. That was something I did not know until I was talking to old Cuzzy there.
No idea.
But they're also talking about how some of these preseason snaps are going to be pretty meaningful. Like there's some new offenses that are being put into place where they're going to want to get a little bit of a grasp of what's happening. I think we're in for some okay preseason football coming up here in the next few weeks.
I think so too. Yeah, there's a lot of new offenses. There's a lot of battles. Like Thursday night, I mean, Stroud's going to go, and he'll start, and then I assume Mac's going to go if it's the first year back with Billy O. Like
absolutely,
I would assume
new offenses everywhere.
Yes,
which is why in preseason you might see more Hall of Fame game.
That don't count.
It is what it is. And we 6.3 million people watch that. So us calling for that to not happen anymore is never going to be the case.
No.
6.3 million people. Roger Goodell hears a clip of us saying, this Hall of Fame game is trash. Couldn't even keep the lights on. They don't even have water. Why are we even put in this situation? These guys aren't even NFL guys. This isn't even NFL football. We're honoring our greats by playing this terrible football game. Let's do something else that kicks off Hall of Fame weekend. We can still get people there. Let's get rid of the game. And Roger Goodell goes,
Nope.
You're in a minority, pal.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is that? 6.3 million people watch that fucking Hall of Fame game. That's more than any games that are happening that actually matter in any other league.
Championship games.
All the finals of every other sport. It outdrew them.
It's crazy.
Think about how confident these. So people wonder why Jim Irsay's coming out as the oldest owner in the NFL and being like, these running backs need to relax. You know what? This guy needs to get out of the league. We need to do this. It's our league, he's saying. They're killing everybody.
Yeah.
The NFL is killing everybody. And they know it. And I assume this is going to be an easy transition into 18 games with another bye week. So then it's a 20-week season. And players are pissed that I'm even mentioning that publicly right now. But it's already getting set up. After the last preseason game, like, for instance, there's a couple teams playing on Thursday the last week. They have 17 days until their regular season begins. 2.5 weeks is what they have from the last preseason game to the start of the season. So the NFL is already going to say, we already have,
Look at this.
we already have room for at least one
A
game.
lot of time.
And then if we need to add a bye week, right? Another bye week, we can open that. And then they have 20 weeks worth of primetime games to sell.
Man.
Oh, my God. I think the NFL, and this is going to sound so absurd, I think they're only getting started.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's only getting started about the money it's about to draw, let alone what they're going to do in Europe with all these streaming platforms. And if you had 2 more weeks of football, who knows, maybe Apple, who said we're only going to go all in. Will they do that with the NFL, though? That's getting 6.3 million viewers on a piece of shit football game.
Yeah.
I assume they would add into a little bit. The NFL is sitting in a beautiful place, and I think for us as massive fans, it's good news. But also, I think it's setting up for our preseason to potentially be, over the next few weeks, pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I want to say it was the Broncos who already said same deal. Like Russ and the starters are going to be playing quite a bit.
Who didn't play? They didn't play at all last.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't play at all last year. I know, like the Packers, like Jordan Love is absolutely going to be out there. So, like, I think you're right. I think at least in maybe half the games, like we're going to get a lot of ones playing. Maybe
first quarter,
maybe even, even like a whole quarter. I mean, because typically, you know, if it's like
normally
you get excited for, you get 1 series or 2 series, or if they do a first series and they score, it's like, all right, good enough. He's done for the rest of the night. But that at least, you know, it's like, hey, I'll definitely invest a quarter's worth of time to watch what feels like an actual Sunday football game.
And you got to remember, there for a bit, it was, you know, it's not just preseason game; it's preseason run through of the warm up, arriving to the stadium. Yeah. So like some guys would do their first drive, and it was basically like, hey, we just want to kind of go through a warm up, full warm up, get to the stadium, full pregame, do a kickoff, do your first series, and then you guys are done.
Yeah.
It's not even for like what happens on the field. It's just like, hey, let's get back into
game mode.
Yeah,
Process.
bingo. Like we're doing that. And I don't know how many teams did that. Teams that I was on did do that. I assume it is a normal thing. But this year it doesn't feel just like that. It feels like, I mean, we just said 2 new teams that have first offense. You think about Jordan Love, it's like LaFleur's still there, but that's a brand new offense.
Yeah, sure.
You think about Denver Broncos there, that's a brand new offense. And Sean Payton is on the record saying everything they did last year, we're doing the opposite.
Exactly.
So last year they didn't play. They're going to play this year.
They're playing.
Now, he took that back. Obviously, he said that with a Fox hat on and everything like that. You think about the Ravens. You think about up there in New England. You think about Houston. You think here in Indianapolis.
Carolina,
the Jets.
I mean, I went through and it was easier to go, what teams aren't gonna be good preseason watches? And
probably
the Bengals, because Burrow's out, so they're not gonna. Chiefs, Chargers never play anybody.
Yeah.
Eagles and Bills, maybe.
Ravens, probably.
No, but with Monken's new offense and the Ravens have covered like 23 straight, I believe, in the preseason.
I think Ravens play because, you know, Lamar ain't played in how many months?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And it's a new
brand new offense.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the brand new offense
Probably got 4 teams that
are comfortable.
San Francisco, Bengals.
But even then,
Chiefs,
like
Bills.
you're still gonna get Darnold and Trey Lance if the one because I like they'll still be a good watch. Like people are still gonna want to see what Trey Lance is doing in the preseason.
Well, these preseason numbers, if the Hall of Fame game was 6.3, some of these preseason games are going to be absurd.
Yeah, I think the Thursday night one of Patriots Texans is going to be massive because I for sure Mac Jones and those starters are going to play the first quarter.
But Ohio State too,
and Ohio State with C.J. Stroud and Bama, with Will Anderson.
Yeah, so those are big audiences.
Yeah, D'Amico, you got to assume.
Houston's what, the 4th largest city in America?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it comes to people forget about that.
Yeah,
completely forget about Houston being so
massive,
huge,
bro. Driving from one side to the other is like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've been driving for 2 hours. Where are we? Houston.
At the stadium yet?
No, we started in Houston. We're still in Houston?
Still in Houston.
Oh, yeah, actually got another. You see those mountains?
Yeah.
About another hour, we got Houston. It is a huge area.
Massive.
A lot of humans in there. And it feels like there's a little bit of buzz. I saw a highlight yesterday on internet of C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud is, hey.
He's firing it.
Yeah, they have some young receivers too that are exciting to watch.
Yeah, Mechie, the kid from Bama who was out all last year because he was sick.
The only good guy on Iowa State's entire offense last year and wasn't betting on games. Their wide receiver was really good. They have the Tank Dell, I believe, from Houston. They took these wide receivers in college who were big time like numbers guys, performers, but were on like teams that you don't know them as much. I'm excited to see those dudes too.
I've been watching CJ highlights there. He looks the part. Remember, we got a chance to be on the sideline there for him playing against Georgia.
Yeah.
And the conversation was like, this guy doesn't use his athleticism. How's his leadership? You know, like all this type of stuff. They're trying to knock everything about everybody because there's, you know, billions of dollars on the line in the NFL. But whenever they were talking about it, you watch this guy play, though. I mean, he's big. He moves. and he's got a high.
Yeah.
Throws darts.
I mean, that is
accurate.
That's what everybody talks about him. And our first takeaway on Sunday after watching him in that Georgia-Ohio State game in the college football playoff from the sideline was like, that's a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is a Sunday guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the conversation started talking about his Q2 or whatever, all this other stuff. And Houston's like, still our guy.
Don't care.
What if he becomes...
Oh, you could, for sure.
And that's like the NFL conversation with it going up and to the right. Is like the talent now is really good. Not even including the rookies, but if Bryce Young and Stroud come in and they're both studs, then all of a sudden there are actually 15.
Richardson.
And D'Amico. D'Amico is the player coach, bro. Like, and he got a lot of guys that's played football that's coaching now. I even seen J. Joe on the sideline the other day. I called him at the practice. I'm like, man, what is the vibe there?
Who's this?
Jonathan Joseph, who played with me.
Oh, yeah.
He actually played with the Texans.
Yeah,
He's
I thought you were calling J.J. Watt J-Joe.
Yeah.
Nah, J. Joe.
That's on me.
Jonathan
I do. I thought it was like...
He's
Like 4
there.
different people I came to my mind. I had no idea.
Yeah.
He's there coaching the corners. He just said it's a good vibe. And, like, when you got a good vibe and you got some younger guys that's believing in the system and you don't have too many older guys that's going against the new things, I think it could be it can turn out pretty good.
So that is fascinating to hear because there is... I spoke with a couple front office members
Sure. Whoa.
from around the league.
Is this front office members or is this
Was it?
not JPA football front office members?
Okay. So you guys are still hating on the
100%.
next wave of NFL Twitter.
100%.
It sounds like I don't know. I don't know who JPA or ML or NFL Rookie Watch are talking to.
Okay.
I don't know if they're talking. I don't know. Okay.
Exactly. It's in quotes because so.
I know their tweets are awesome though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I appreciate them. You guys hating a bit. Foxy, what's their deal?
I don't know. I love those accounts.
They don't like this next generation having their time, huh? Is that
Yeah,
what-
no, they hate it.
Oh, big
Nothing.
greedy
Hating going
corporate
on.
fat cats.
Nothing
Come
to
on.
do with that.
You wanna
Nothing
crown
to do
him?
with that.
Crown
This
him.
has nothing to do with Mickey Mouse, okay? This solely has to do with the fact that everything that I see from them, even though I would love to believe all of it, you can't believe any of it.
So what some of these sources that I have talked to, actual sources, not just source
Not just reported.
or been reported by other sources,
Right.
and I'm hearing it, is that with these new systems that are in play on offense and defense, there are some people that are a little bit hesitant to bring in old dog who has old dog tendencies instead of getting somebody young that can be taught new tricks, new tendencies, because the system does itself.
Yep. Yeah.
Almost like,
That makes sense.
hey, we need the system to be run like
This way.
like this.
Aaron talked about that.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because LaFleur's bingo.
Right.
So, like, Aaron is a great depiction of that. Like, LaFleur's offense isn't like a West Coast, we're doing this because of this, we're checking to this, we're changing this. It is a, hey, this is it. We're looking here, then we're looking here.
A lot of motion. Shanahan, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's meant to, like, plug and play almost.
Artie Smith as well.
Yep.
I mean, same types of offenses that have a lot of success run game,
they
which
were.
is why I think because Aaron was there, they didn't want to utilize the run game as much because you have a 4-time MVP, the best football thrower of all time. So, like, LaFleur is probably pretty excited that it's just like the offense is going to run how it's going to run. Even though if you have Aaron Rodgers, you should probably think about maybe like, hey, we should probably run a thing that utilizes like one of the best brains
Air it out a bit.
in football, but also like being able to break down things because these new offenses, it's not like you have to know. It's just like, hey, if this person does this,
That's your read.
you're doing this.
Yep.
If that person drops there, you're going there. It's like much quicker football. And it's built for the next generation of college football, kind of how that's taking place. So I think personally, and I don't know football as well as others, obviously, I think LaFleur probably should have had a system that, took advantage of Aaron's greatness.
Right.
As opposed to like, hey, Aaron, do the
this.
system
Right.
that does this. But now that he has Jordan, it's like, hey, he's been in the system.
Right.
He should know it should operate exactly. That's happening on defensive side as well.
Yeah.
People are thinking on defensive side of the ball, it's like safeties, corners with the different coverages that are now happening with like bend but don't break type stuff. There's some old dogs who come in and they're like very aggressive and it's like, don't need that. So we're just going to get a young guy that we don't have to pay a lot of money and hopefully don't have to break any habits. It's an interesting time right now for how the system is seemingly becoming much more important than necessarily the superstar talent of a player. It's like if the superstar talent can fit into the system, great.
Perfect.
But from my conversations, there's people that are much more worried about finding the pieces to the system than finding superstar players. Joining us now is a man that would have fit in any system.
Hell yeah.
This dude's lovely bald head has waltzed its way not only into the Hall of Fame, but multiple Super Bowl championships.
What?
And now he has a company that has a drink that has numerous different options called Defy. There's a recovery drink that has CBD in it.
A recovery, I believe it is an immune system booster, I believe.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a hydration one for rapid rehydration.
Whoa, called Defy.
Defy.
DEFY is the drink. And it hopefully will have as much success as this man had in the NFL and in life. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrell Davis. TD, what's up, dude?
What's going on, Pat? How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing today?
Hey, we are great. Every time you join us, you make us feel better. That big fucking smile, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That big smile. We think about you doing the bald head is fresh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
super clean.
I just cut that this morning, so nice and fresh.
Hey,
Nice and cut.
we appreciate that. You do the same one for the face as you do for the head?
No, I can't. I can't. I have to use the head. I can use a razor, but for the face, I have to use like one of those little. It's an electric razor, but it's not. It doesn't cut really close. Because if it cuts too close, that's a problem. So I can't use a razor on my face. I can only use like the little. It's like a little trimmer.
Oh, gotcha.
Phillips, like a little Phillips trimmer. Yeah.
Do you use the same? So now, do you use this? Never mind. We're not that close.
That goes there.
Yeah.
That little Phillips thing goes everywhere, man.
Oh, okay. All right. That is an all-terrain vehicle.
That's right.
Okay.
It goes there. All terrain.
Yeah, we love that. Absolutely love it. Now, are you completely bald? Do you got the round? What is the natural build?
I have the horseshoe. I could if I grow it, the top won't grow, but the sides will grow in. And I've been shaving my head so long that, when I even see a little bit of it, I try to shave it. But yeah, I can grow a little bit more, man. They got some stuff now. You can actually, you take it and plug some hair in there if you wanted to. But I want to do the opposite. I want to go ahead and get it all off. I don't want to shave again. I want to be able to just have it where I wake up and it's just like no maintenance at all.
You got to do that laser treatment. You got to do like 7 of those things.
Yep.
They just burn your scalp. I think.
Yeah.
I've seen the videos online. You walk in there and they just go bzzz, and they burn your head. And then like, all right, you got to come back for the next 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Deion had that problem. He got all hair now.
He got the hair?
Yeah.
So that's from the hair lac.
Yeah.
Hair
Deion
Jordan.
filled all in. He got more hair than me almost.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Hey, he's looking good with the chain.
yeah.
Anyways, let's move along. We were just talking about systems almost being more of a priority than superstar talent, and how some people are scared if they bring in an older player that their tendencies or habits already won't necessarily fill into the system. Now, it's on offense and on defense. Let's talk about the offensive side of the ball, because obviously you're Hall of Fame running back. With some of these running systems that you're seeing in the NFL today, how do you think you would fare, and how much did old man Shanahan kind of have the effect on this entire NFL right now?
Well, you look around the league and everything sort of stems from Mike Shanahan's offense and his philosophy, system, if you want to call it. But like for me, I believe in systems because it's sustainable and you can bring people in. You kind of teach them how things are. It's almost like college systems, right? If you go to back in the day, if you went to Nebraska, you knew you were going to run the ball a ton of times. I don't care who comes out of Nebraska, you're going to have 1,000 yards rushing. If you come out of Penn State, typically, so linebackers come out of Penn State. But I think systems just allow you to have a baseline, and you're not player dependent. And so if a player goes down, now you have to scrap everything and try to teach people what that really unique player can do, and that's difficult. So if you're teaching a really good system, and guys are coming in and you're able to just hone in on those philosophies and the mentality, and you know how it is, Pat, just the things that you work on. And now you have me and guys who, like when I was there, I helped develop the system because we had brought it in my second year in Denver. And so by the time you had guys like Mike Anderson come in, who, I was able to help Mike out. Also, just like obviously Bob T, our running backs coach, is a really good coach, and then Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak, and we it was a religion in Denver running the football. So we ran it constantly. Like receivers had to be a part of the running game, quarterbacks had to be a part of the run game, and we did it all the time. So by the time we got into game mode or during the season, man, and then a few years in that offense, it just became a well-oiled machine. The offensive linemen we had, they weren't big guys, but they were all very quick and agile, and you had to have that in that offense. And we maxed out that offense, man. We made it look the way it was supposed to look, and we did that for a number of years.
Yeah, and you're like the perfect depiction of like superstar talent in a system and creating the system. So 6 years, 7 years into that thing, it's like you know it like the back of your hand, exactly where everybody else is supposed to go. That's a beautiful marriage. It's like, can teams figure that out? I guess that's what everybody's trying to do. Like, do you think that because everything's becoming system-based, that we're going to lose some football IQ, do you think? Or do you feel like it all kind of goes hand in hand?
I think, even with when you say system.
Like, hey, TD, Tom Brady said the game's like easy.
Yeah.
Like
simple.
He was like, the quarterbacks don't have to be like super geniuses anymore. Tom Brady was talking about the level of football.
Yes.
In a negative fashion. And then Aaron talking about the LaFleur offense he's running. He was like, this thing is so, you don't even have to have a brain, really.
Yeah, Baboon could operate it.
Is exactly, like, you don't even have to do that. Do you think that affects it?
A little bit, but you're always going to have people who either put their personal spin on it, or they can play beyond the offense or system, and that system will cater to. Right? So even being in Denver, right, for the first year, I had certain cues that I had to do, and Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach, said, "Hey, here's where this ball's supposed to go, and and that's where I had to go. Even if I saw something on the backside, I couldn't make that cut." But after he started to trust me and recognize that, wait a minute, that I had certain skills that I had to use in that offense. And I said, listen, and he's like, and his whole philosophy with me was, I want my 4 yards. As long as you give me 4 yards, I don't give a damn where you go with the ball.
Hey, so better work. You're going to go off script. Better work, pal.
So quarterbacks are the same way. A quarterback comes to a system. I'm coaching now, and we implement a system. And so the kids come in, and I say, here's where your reads are. You got 1, you got 2. Now, if this kid plays beyond that, and I can see that he's better than a 1-2 read quarterback, then go ahead. So you start off with a system, but you can always expand to individualize an offense or a defense based off who's doing it. So, and to me, that's nothing new. They've always been doing it.
That's offense. That feels like offense or defense, just strategy, a playbook, just a little bit different, a little bit easier at the beginning. Hopefully, coaches have enough self-awareness to not let their ego or pride get in the way of like telling you, no, you can't cut back. You know what I mean? That's when. But that's a good point, because they don't want to take the credit. So they don't want you to shine in an offense or defense that's not structured the way they structured it. They want you to play within those boundaries so they can say, hey, when we're up for a head coaching job or something, that's my offense, that's my defense, and it will work no matter where I go. And Mike McCarthy said, I know what Kellen Moore wants to do.
Yep.
Kellen Moore wants to run up that scoreboard. He wants a head coach job. I was in the same position. I want to run the ball a little bit more. It's not every offense coordinator or defense coordinator, but there are humans and egos and prides going into every single decision. It's fascinating to see how it plays out. Hopefully everybody has the same amount of success that you guys had in Denver. Hall of Fame weekend this past weekend, speaking of success. Did you go? How was it? What do you guys talk about there? Do you talk about the state of football? Is it off the field stuff? What are conversations normally like amongst the greats in Canton, Ohio?
Yes, I went. Listen, I'm so honored to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that I told myself that I'm going to try to make it every single year. If I can make it, I'm trying to say that that's my commitment, to go back every year. Yes, we talk about the state of football, and we had a conversation this year talking about the running backs, and really the state of the running back and what's happening, and trying to find some solution to how backs are really being kind of pushed out of the sport, just like fullbacks are no longer a part of the sport. So it's sad to see. You're almost damned if you're a back and you are really good and you earn that second contract, they look at you like, wait a minute, you're used up. We can't sign you to a big time extension because we know that you put the mileage on.
Why do you?
And then if you,
they
don't pay you.
That, T?
Why they do it now?
Yeah,
I do not have a clue.
This is stats and analytics, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is stats and analytics. You know what I mean? But unless it's 100% to 0%, it's hard for me to believe it. This is like whenever stats and analytics started coming in to every decision that was being made in football games. And like some coaches are like, I'm a stats guy. And 65% of the time, this was going to work. It's like, that's 35% of the time not going to work. Family's getting fired. You know what I mean? And who knows if just now that number's just going into that overall stat, and all of a sudden it's that 64.9%. It's like that shit. Those stats aren't getting fired. You know what I mean? So, and there's anomalies to stats and stuff like that. I believe, Pac, it is because they get these analytics telling them how running backs do after year 5.
Yes.
This is just 80% of running backs after year 5. This is their. Well, what about that 20% though? You know, like are we kind of going to lose out on that 20%, or are we just banking that we can get a stable of 3 people instead of kind of risk on that? It's just that's what I think it is. Too much information. You know what I mean? I think we got too much information right now. Scaring.
That's a great point. That's a great point because they always make this. I always see the stat like after a back carries the ball like 350 times. You know, you look at the years after that, and it tends to drop a lot. The production goes down. I think to your point, Pat, they look at that as sort of analytics and baseline and say, well, this guy's already had so much usage, and we don't think based off history, we don't see any more production being squeezed out of his back, and so why pay them? Now I've talked to a good friend of mine, Jim Trotter, and I was trying to come up with a solution to how do we make sure backs get paid. My solution was number one, that you create a pool, right? I mean, it's just like a salary cap, or just like the franchise tag, but you have to spend that amount on that position. So let's say quarterbacks is 50, you cap out quarterbacks at 50 million. Running backs have to be, let's say 20 million, whatever it is, but you have to spend that money. You can't, just like the regular cap, you got to spend the 200 and I don't know what the cap is now, something $1 million on the players. It's either that, but he came up with a better one. He said, why do we even have position caps anyway? Why are we paying players by position? Other sports don't do that. Basketball don't do that. Baseball doesn't do that. So they should remove the position and say, hey, if you are a good player, whether you're a quarterback, receiver, or running back, you should be able to get paid. Backs shouldn't be lumped into one little category where the franchise tag is so low. Boy. The franchise tag is $10 million. Pat, I talked to Edgerrin James. When he was playing, the franchise tag was $8.5 million. $8.5 million. It has only gone up $1.5 million. Every other position, the cap has exploded. The franchise tags, theirs have gone up, backs have gone down. So it's like, why do you keep putting backs in a category? Just don't use a category. If they're best player on your team,
TD, I love what you guys are saying. I love what Jim Trotter's saying. I love what you're saying. But that would only be possible in like the next CBA. Could you imagine being able to get that done in a CBA? Like how we even got to this point of players, like the tight end's not happy about it either. You know, the tight ends are in a situation where they're running backs, obviously. I think safeties, there's like a lot of nickel there. There was like a starting to break down the nickel position. Congrats to Rondé, by the way, getting into the Hall of Fame this particular year. There's a lot of that. I would love that to be the case. Negotiation-wise, though, that's going to be impossible. You know what I mean? Like, sounds like the NFL, the amount of things that the NFLPA would have to give up to get all those things just seems like I don't know how you fix it other than the rookie contracts for running backs are higher than what they have been because we know that the best 5-6 years are going to be the first 5-6 years. So, like, unless all the running backs coming out of college decided, like, nope, we're not going to take the slotted thing. We're going to try to get more for the first 5-6 years of our deal as opposed to every other position that's trying to get to their second contract. We're just trying to get to our first contract. I don't know how you fix it, honestly.
Well, it's got to be a lot of courage, man. That means that they got to come together and say, you know, we're not showing up until it gets fixed. And another thing too, Pat, listen, and here's the other thing. So in most times, the quarterback's best friend is a really good running back. But when negotiations come down and when these backs are struggling, I don't ever hear a quarterback step up and say, hey, dude. But I don't see it. So QBs are going to have to step up and help out the guy in most cases who helps them get their contract. But
a lot of these backs that's up right now have either been hurt was hurt before this year. And either had a good year. This is not a year where all these backs have been balling for 2-3 years. Like, you can go through the whole list. Like, none of these guys have been healthy for 2 years straight, the last 2 years, or we probably wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, it's like any position. If you have any injuries, there's a chance they're going to be hesitant. But it feels like at this particular position, Josh Jacobs, has he been?
I mean, he broke his hand, but he played.
Yeah.
You know,
They had him throw a ball. Remember, he broke a thumb.
Yep.
Go to the tent, come back out. Yeah, he broke his thumb. All right, sweet. We're going to throw a pass.
Halfback pass.
They had him throw a pass first play back.
Never see it coming.
I couldn't even imagine what was going through his head. Hey, bud, I can't even fucking. We're running with my left hand.
It hurts.
Now you want me to throw a ball? I don't know how that works, but like I do believe personally, to Pac's point, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. I don't want to go back 2 years. I'll just go back last year. Much different conversation.
Yeah.
And I guess Dalvin too.
Oh, yeah.
What Dalvin was able to do.
Eckler.
Then like Najee. And like Jonathan Taylor, no offense, I love Jonathan Taylor. We need Jonathan Taylor. But last year, Jonathan Taylor was not good. He was hurt. Yeah. It was not good football. Our team was terrible. Yeah. So he's like not winning anybody over with like, hey, I should be paid right now. It's like.
And Barkley was good. He was good last year, but where the hell he been the last 3 years?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. But bag was on the line. He showed up.
You're right, but okay. So if we can't get that done, then right, if you can't redo the CBA, obviously that's some years down the road.
Yeah, Jim Irsay said, "Nah, we ain't doing it." That's what Jim Irsay he tweeted it. Yeah, I'm just telling
you. But then let's give a compensation. Let's give some type of incentive package.
Yeah,
that's on the sideline. That's available. A pool of money that's available to some of these backs when they do reach those milestones or hit those. You know, if you're getting 1,400 yards or 1,300 yards, there should be some money in the pot that pays you based off that back should have gotten, you know.
So it's like a player performance.
The agent should do that.
No, so I think that would have to be NFLPA and NFL negotiated. That'd be like player performance bonuses that happen after the year. If you do recall those bonuses are handed out for if a guy outplays his contract worth. For instance, AQ Shipley, friend of mine, he would get like 300,000, 350,000 player performance bonuses that would come in like March from the NFLPA that had a pool where it was like he outplayed his contract. So you could certainly add into that for like position groups, position specific. Hey, there is a way.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit different. Let's talk about teams. Wait, hey, TD, here we go.
Yeah.
That's why you got that gold jacket.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you have that bald head. That's why you have Defy.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Denver Broncos, obviously a team that is synonymous with you and everything like that. Last year, abysmal. Terrible to watch. We all hated that you guys were in the NFL. Okay, we hated that your team was potentially going to be on TV. This is terrible football. We got to sit here for 4 hours because we bet on this, and it's NFL football.
Damn it.
With that being said, Sean Payton has come in, it seems like. Russell Wilson seems to be back in great shape. All vibes are high, new offensive line. What are your thoughts on the Denver Broncos and what should we expect this year?
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty excited about it. You know, Sean has come in, and it's noticeable, even from like the outside looking in. It's just a different sort of vibe, and you can, you know, when he first came in, Sean's whole thing was to try to quiet everything down, and that is, you know, where players aren't posting things or not talking about what they're doing. You know, he had this saying that he wants anonymous donors. And you've seen that. You have not seen a lot coming out of the camp. You can certainly feel that it's different just by watching what's happening. I've been over there twice. Talked to Sean one time for about an hour. And
was he just like that Hackett guy? No, I'm joking.
He never brought his name up. But what he did was, you know, Sean. Obviously, when I played in Denver with Mike Shanahan, I started to see a lot of similarities in what Sean was talking about from a philosophical standpoint, just the things he was doing, just, you know, little things. And Mike's big thing was the attention to detail and little things. And so what we weren't going to try to win the championship in August or July. You know, the championship is won in February. But there's things you do that puts you in position to win those championships, and you're starting to see that. Now, this is going to take a, it's a process.
We heard that all last year.
Uh-oh.
You guys stink again? We're going to have to watch this football team stink again?
What you going to do? So what you going to judge? What are we judging right now then?
Okay, just entertaining football. For instance, the Colts and the Broncos played last year. You remember it?
Thursday night.
That has to be the worst football game in the history of the NFL. Like, actually.
Yeah, a bad game.
12-9.
So our team was like that all year. So was yours, I think. You know what I mean? So I think what we should judge it is there hope that this team could maybe win a Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a successful season.
Or playoff.
You going this season to Super Bowl?
No, I'm just saying, like, this team, for us, we got a brand new head coach as well. We're in the same Colts, Broncos. I guess Russ is still there, but he was there last year. Let's not even count last year. It's his first year. We got brand new quarterback. All I want to see from the Colts this year, and this sounds so terrible, and it's a defeated mindset. I do not like it. I do not like it at all. But it is what it is with the AFC right now, anyways. Mm-hmm. The champs that are maybe in the middle of a dynasty are in the middle of your division, not ours. Thank God. But like, I just want to see that this team could win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, with the team that we have, with what Shane Steichen's coaching, like, behind closed doors, they're on time to meetings. Like, everything that's happening behind closed doors is like, yes, that's a championship caliber team. On the field, it's like, okay, we're seeing things that, like, this team could win. You know what I mean? Like, that is how I'm viewing this upcoming season. Is that what you're viewing the Broncos like, or is that not something you ever thought of?
Exactly. I mean, I think to your point, like, you have to see signs, you have to see process. I mean, and progress, and you have to see things that resembles a championship team. And once you see it, you know, you'll watch games, you'll watch practice, you'll watch players, sort of their demeanor, and you'll see how these games are unfolding. Then you'll say, okay, we have a shot. You know, I mean, to me, it's like we got to take steps. And last year we lost a lot of games, close games. We were the least scoring or fewest scoring offense in the league. So, you know, let's go 17 points. Let's get to 24. Let's get to 27 points a game. Let's start to increase that. And in this business, you understand, it's about giving yourself a chance to win. And not that all stats matter, but some you look at as kind of, all right, where are we? And if that's one you can point to, if we can put more points on the board, that typically equates to winning more games when you score more points.
Yeah, in a game that score is kept.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. I know that. But let's start with going out there and just you know, looking like looking like we're going to be a team that's going to compete.
Hey, TD, to kind of echo your stat shout out right there, Chiefs Eagles number 1-2 points scored.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eagles were like 29.4, something like that. Chiefs 29.6, something like that in that world. And they were obviously the two teams that got to the Super Bowl. But I do believe in this modern NFL, a lot of teams are going to be able to get yards.
Yeah.
Because defenses are, come on. So fantasy people are happy. Gambling people seemingly happy.
What?
The NFL is happy.
Right.
But then all of a sudden when you get down into that, you know what I mean? Now we're kicking field goals instead of touchdowns. That's the entire difference.
Yep.
That's why whenever you have a guy who's like 6'7",
Sure.
you know,
Yep.
should fucking use him. TD, we have a guy on our team, 6'7".
Huge.
All right? I don't want to bring this back to the Colts. 6'7", Jelani Woods. He's 6'7", you're not. He scored touchdowns every time he's in the red zone. And then we just started benching him every time we started getting. And there's just like decisions that are made by people that are much smarter than me in football that I don't understand. But hopefully you guys will have the red zone figured out. Because if not, another low scoring year and we can't have it.
It's over.
And I know the Broncos can. Tone Diggs has a question for you here, TD.
Yeah, TD, real simple. Are those dogs going to go back to back to back?
Ooh.
Man, let me show you what I'm working with. Let me see. You see that G right there?
Well,
Wait, you
now.
see that?
We do now.
Hell yeah.
We didn't there for a second, but we do now.
There you go. That G, yeah, man.
We don't see it. We don't see it.
100%. Absolutely.
Does that make y'all the greatest dynasty, though, if y'all do go back to back to back?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Up there.
Oh, yeah, no question. I mean, because you look at other teams, and you know, obviously Bama's got a new quarterback, and they seem to be our nemesis, but we got over that hurdle 2 years ago, and Georgia just continue to just reload. Man, I was down there this offseason, and Kirby's doing, I mean, a fantastic job.
We've heard Kirby before games.
Yeah.
We've heard a couple audio clips of old Kirby before games. He's got those boys ready to run through a wall.
Yeah.
Fiery. He's a guy. I love what he does. He's seemingly a player's coach too, is what they kind of, like, he understands because he played, but he's a super, how old is a lot of, him and Saban, they're saying like, What a time, dude. What a time to be a Georgia Bulldog.
Man.
You guys are just better than everybody.
Yeah.
It's a man, but it's also, man, and get up to Georgia, but the Pac-12, what's going on with the Pac-12?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on it all?
See, I grew up in California. I'm a West Coast kid, and I'm a San Diego guy. And it's a little sad to see that it's being dismantled like that. Because I grew up, man. That's all I watched was Pac-12 games, SC, UCLA, Oregon.
Yeah, but you weren't going to one of them. You said, "Get me out of here. I'm going to Georgia, where real football is played."
Yeah.
I went to Long Beach State. right there in Los Angeles. It didn't work out there, but I ended up going to Georgia after that. And Georgia's real football, man. Long Beach State was, with bless the people who tried to make it work there, but it just was it wasn't nowhere near what Georgia was.
Of course not. Yeah.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah.
don't you think though, like the writing was on the wall here. I don't know how they don't get a TV deal done. Okay, I personally don't know how in the state of what football does ratings-wise versus everything else. If you have football, you should be able to negotiate a deal of some sort, you would think. So them not being able to get a deal that is worthy to keep the schools around, and then overnight everybody's like, we're out of here. It's crazy. Business-wise, that's going to get studied for a long time. Sports-wise, that's going to get studied for a long time. Last week is going to be, Pete Thamel said this, there's going to be documentaries. There's going to be so many things about what happened where the Pac-12 just fell apart. But I don't follow closely enough. You tell me. They selling out those games in the Pac-12, right? Like I called a Stanford game.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah, they are not.
There was 24 people in the stand.
Oh, yeah.
24 people in the stand. I think they're all Olympians.
Yeah.
And they were very successful.
Yeah.
They all were going to find some tech company. They're all going to be billionaires, I assume. Very, very smart. But nobody gave a damn about football at all there. I don't know what it is like everywhere else, but does Pac-12 move a needle at all anywhere? And was this kind of like assumed to happen almost from Pac-12 people, or do you think they still had the juice and I'm not paying attention enough?
I don't have all the details to it, but again, growing up, it was a different kind of football because, the stadiums weren't as big, and they still wouldn't, you still wouldn't fill the stadiums. And so you have a lot of these schools on the West Coast that football is not a religion out on the West Coast. I mean, you have really good players, but when you talk about like the institutions and actual football, you'll have every once in a while. I mean, obviously SC was the big dog for a long time, and
well, they were cheating anyways. They're giving Reggie Bush apartments and stuff. So it's not a Heisman winner in my eyes.
No way.
No, he didn't. He wasn't the best player in football.
Not now, not ever.
Nope.
Yeah, he was.
Don't give him the award.
No, they took it away from him.
No,
They gave it back to him.
No,
Not on my watch.
No, because he got an apartment.
Yeah, they melted that Heisman down.
Yeah, gave it to Vince.
That's right.
And Vince said, "I don't want this. I just want to go to Cheesecake Factory. Why don't you give this to fucking? You know what I mean?
Yeah, give someone else.
Give this back to Reggie."
crazy is now that all this NIL stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's right now. They should retro that, go back and give the man back his Heisman Trophy. Yeah. Give SC back the two championships.
Whoa.
Yeah, give it back to him.
TD, you're making a lot of sense here. And with that being said, no way the NCAA does that.
Not happening.
No chance at all. Obviously, we are 30 days away from the NFL season. And whenever we thought of number 30s, the first person we thought of was the Mile High Salute. Oh, yeah. Appreciate the hell out of you, TD. Have an incredible weekend.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one, man.
You still in shape?
I try to be. Yeah, let me see. I've been working on those things.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, you're on some shit. You're on some shit, huh? You taking some good science?
Defy, man. Defy. That's what I'm on. I'm on Defy.
I'm taking more than Defy. Yeah. It's awesome. Science is at a really, really good spot. But hopefully I'll look like you someday. You are the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrell Davis. Yeah, he seemed to have pretty reasonable takes on a lot of things.
Yeah, smart.
And with that being said, sorry, none of it's going to happen.
No.
You know, I think we need, why do we have positions? It's like, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That shit ain't ever going to fly with 31 billionaires and all of their lawyers.
Well, and you've been saying it too. Like, if they do that, that's just going to be an excuse to pay quarterbacks more. Like, anytime you it's like, oh, okay, well, we can pay Justin Herbert $85 million a year now. Yeah, let's do that.
The pod isn't a terrible idea. Having
but they already have that, though. They already have that.
But juicing it for running backs versus...
They're not going to do that because they already do it for the younger guys. Like, and this is my truly opinion. If the guys have been healthy, they will get paid. The guys that have been healthy and maybe been out a year, most of them got paid except Jacob.
See, but that's what's bullshit too. Is he led the NFL in rushing last year? So if there's anyone who can make
he's the
case
only
for
one.
it, like he should be the guy who kind of changes the stigma behind it. And if they're not going to, it's like, well, who's gonna have a better year than he had? You know, it's
and like the injuries. Like if you're telling me a wide receiver, like if Tyreek Hill hurts his knee this year, he would still get broken off the year after.
But now it depends on if it's a new contract.
So Lombo says, now granted, I just got a text from him saying something. Jonathan Taylor is not at camp. This is, I think, breaking news. Running back Jonathan Taylor will be away from the team for a bit with an excused absence. This is, now they're saying for rehab or whatever, for injury rehab.
Yeah.
Colts have an incredible medical team. And at the place they're at, they have absolutely everything that you could potentially need. So maybe he's trusting some outside source for him to get healthy. Or maybe this is the team going, hey, if you're not going to do anything,
get the fuck out of here.
That negative energy.
Go do it somewhere else.
Need that fucking negative energy.
I had been told, though, that it was kind of coming around.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if the constant just standing on the sideline while everybody else is learning a brand new offense and buying into a brand new offense in the building, buying into a brand new culture of accountability and people being refreshed, re-energized after an abysmal season last year, a miserable season last year. Got a chance to talk to Ryan Kelly, refreshed, excited to play football again. Hasn't been like that for a while. Obviously, very serious things happening with his family. We all learned that on Hard Knocks, and we appreciate him and his family opening that up for the world to see that that type of thing does happen on a regular basis. But also football-wise, last year at quarterback didn't even know the offense.
Didn't know plays.
Could not speak the same language. So he had potentially made enough money where and I asked him this. I'm like, was there thoughts of maybe fuck this?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, there's definitely those types of thoughts. And then he said he talked to Shane Steichen and he heard what Shane Steichen was saying. He was like, all right, I'm all the way back in. I love football. This is the reason why I love football. Then he talked to Quentin Nelson. I had a chance to chat with him. He is massive. Last year, though, that offensive line was not good.
No.
He becomes highest paid guy. He's the focal point of it. This guy's top 100 player since he's gotten into the NFL. Going to go down as a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest. And he had to just take it on the shins all last year about other. He's all the way,
back in.
Yeah. It's like everybody that I talk to is like excited about what Shane Steichen's bringing and what we got. Hey,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The guy we got playing quarterback. So maybe the decision was made. Like we can't just have this shit.
You're the only guy not pulling the rope here.
Yeah, we're trying to implement a culture. And the thing that poisons that the most
is a GDI, a goddamn individual.
Boom. Let's take a break.
Hell yeah.
Because I need to take a GDI piss.
That's right.
All right, it's been a great hour. But Lombardi texted me. He said it's the law of threes, is what Lombo told us, remember?
Yeah.
You got the people that are all in, that are just ready to do whatever you tell them to do. This is what Shane Steichen has on the team. He instituted a culture. He's got Ryan Kelly. He's got Quentin, seemingly, Anthony Richardson, DeForest Buckner, Shaq. All the leaders of the team are like Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr. They're like, yeah, we need this.
About it.
This is what we need. They're in that first tier.
Yeah.
This team will do whatever. Then there's the second one, they're kind of, but they can get swayed.
They'll buy in.
They can get swayed once they say. Then there's a third group that's just like not interested.
Yeah, no thanks.
And Lombardi said, you just need to ignore that fucking third group.
Yeah.
Like just don't even pay them any time of day. Let the ones influence the twos and let the threes figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Seemingly, potentially what they're doing here. Or maybe he is getting rehab somewhere else, which.
Dalvin Cook.
How much do we owe Jonathan Taylor?
Not that much.
Yeah.
It's a rookie deal, second round pick. Can't be that much money. Can't.
Dalvin Cook wants the rock.
Yeah, he wants
that's
to
what
be
Diana Rossini told us, right?
Focal point, yeah. His role in the
Buddy, we got a guy at quarterback who will be eating up a lot of those fringe linebackers.
Yep.
Just like you see with Philadelphia, where those linebackers just have to sit like this because they're scared to death that Jalen's going to pull it. So the running back immediately gets a head start on everybody. We got it.
Yeah.
6'5", 250.
Yeah.
Running a 4.4. People are going to be a little bit worried about him pulling the rock at all times with that Philadelphia Eagles offense. Dalvin Cook as a Colt would be awesome.
Yeah.
Don't love that Jonathan Taylor's not in the building because I heard it was getting better.
Yeah.
So something must have happened. I guess there was not any developments.
Yeah.
Not good.
And hopefully he gets healthy, obviously. But also, like, is this the right time to be doing all this, Jonathan?
I mean,
you know, business-wise, is this
30
the right time?
days. We got 30 days.
No, but I'm just saying, like, he was not great last year.
Missed 6 games.
Not even with the Colts, like just the outside perspective. If you're a team too, like next year, where if he's a free agent, it'd be like, well, yeah, he's very good, but you remember what happened with Indy. It just kind of taints everything. Because I mean, at least I thought he was just kind of like, yeah, I love football. This is what I'm here to do.
Said that
That's
in
my
April.
question.
That's
Do
the
you
big
really
thing.
love football?
He said that in April.
Yeah, saying I signed this contract. I'm good with it. I'm going to go out there and play and do everything I can. And then 3 months later, being, actually, you know what? That was bullshit. I want to get paid.
Yeah. So, obviously, a change in strategy. We hope it works. I hope everybody makes all the money in the world. Okay? I appreciate Jonathan Taylor as a player. But just as a business human being, going into negotiations after a not great year,
and saying that,
and also saying you're in with the team and then having a completely different tone, that's tough to do business. Just personally, that's how I view it.
Yeah.
after hiring an offensive head coach whose running game was incredibly successful last year.
I don't know. I don't know how it gets fixed. I feel like I was lied to because I heard it was getting better.
Yeah,
me too.
Now he's not. I can't.
That's very weird.
You know, he's actually going to get a pen to sign a contract. All right.
Oh, okay.
We'll be back on the other side with AJ Hawk. We'll also be joined by Jimmy Graham, the most interesting human on earth.
Yes.
Current New Orleans Saints tight end again. In the last 3 months, he's flown a Navy helicopter and landed on a pontoon.
Yep.
What?
He has flown a fighter jet. He has flown a trick plane.
What?
And he's lived on a sailboat because he plans on sailing around the world.
Correct.
Now he's catching balls from Derek Carr.
Yep.
Pretty sweet.
Easy enough. Is this anything compared to the helo that you're landing on a fucking plane in the middle of the ocean?
Absolutely not.
What a psycho this guy is.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him and another psycho, AJ Hawk, on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend, something nice. Take 5. We have some massive news.
Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wish for. None at the one for y'all. I'm locking the fridge door at the crib, cutting hits. I read through the catalog, came to conclusion, no one's touching this. Just finished and made a voyage. I've been on the main thread. Said I'm trying to kill them off, whatever it takes. I see the boats, I'm at home. I'm selfish with the goals. I could give a fuck who try and get along. 6'3", you can't look me in the eyes.
Thank you, man.
Welcome the incomparable Pat McAfee.
But as soon as we get backstage, I see Serena Williams like 6 feet from me. And I'm like, oh my God. Hello, hello, hello. You look fantastic. Massive room. Did not expect to see this many incredibly important humans to the media world. And then all of a sudden, guess who pops by? Ryan Seacrest.
Yo, Ryan Seacrest, how are you? Congratulations.
Legend, bro. And holy shit, Ryan Seacrest is here. Honestly, your work ethic is something that people really inspired you. Why am I here? Great question. Sweet cowboy hat. How you doing, dude? Makes me look thinner. The Kardashians?
Bullshit.
Come out of the elevator? Hey, good luck out there. Thank you. My show, my guys and I will be joining the ESPN universe. And we are so incredibly pumped, honored, and thankful to be doing that. And a lot of people are wondering, why would you ever want to do that when you run a couple $100 million valued company with full independence and the ability to kind of do whatever I want, whenever I want, with my crew that is one of the hardest working group of men on this earth. And it's because I had the incredible opportunity over the last 2 months to chit chat with the leadership at ESPN. I go up to a lounge, Alex Honnold, the guy that was climbing?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, that's that guy who just hangs off the side of cliffs or whatever. And I think the future of sports media is certainly something that we're kind of creeping in on. Digital has become an influence. It has the structure. It has the ability to reach millions and millions of people. Dan Orlovsky, after his riveting performance on the stage, which it was,
Gets a Shirley Temple.
he got wine.
Okay.
Wow.
The future obviously says that linear television's gonna be dead. ESPN, the channel, won't be able to exist, but when is that? Is that a year from now? 10 years from now? 20 years from now? Can we get a 25, maybe 30, 35, 40? By that time, I'm 65, 70 years old, and I've completely missed out on the powerhouse that is ESPN Linear. So when I was talking to Jimmy and Burt Magnus and the Bob father, Bob Iger, somehow got a chance to be in his office for an hour and a half in Burbank. That was bananas. He's now talking, I think, to the leader of France. Dumbest life of all time continues. But they all very much understood that we need to embrace both what tomorrow is and what today is. And I have the exact same vision. Then Joe Buck, Troy Aikman come walking in. I'm very thankful to announce that we'll be on ESPN, ESPN Plus, the ESPN app, and for the first time, I do believe in all of sports media, we'll be live on ESPN's YouTube at the exact same time. Jimmy, Burke, Bob understood that 98% of male Gen Zers use YouTube on a daily basis. So being live there and on ESPN, we should be able to reach the entire world, hopefully, if I don't fuck it up, which I might have just did by saying the F word in this room right here.
You met the real DeMar Hamlin, not Michael B. Jordan.
Are you sure?
Not the actor, not the clone.
How's the upfronts? He is in Disney movies.
The clones look exactly the same as real people.
That's the actual clone type. It is an incredibly special time for me. This is my first time out of my house in 2 weeks. My wife and I actually, boom, first baby. She just started farting 2 days ago. Real deal. That was a game changer. But my wife, my baby, my guys, and everybody that I know are honored to be a part of the ESPN family, and we hope that we'll be able to work with all of you. Cheers, and have an incredible day.
Good, man. How you doing? You good? Don't keep running the world, though.
Hey, no, that's you, dude. That's you. That's you. Trip to New York, I think, was a success. The upfront was hilarious. I had no idea that room was going to be that big. This is awesome, isn't it? That was the most suits I've ever seen in my entire life. We're pumped to join the family, and I am very grateful that they're going to let us do it our way. And I said fuck it at Disney upfront. So. This should be a pretty legendary thing later in life. You'll probably look at it and say, oh, that's a pretty good decision. All right, the next chapter begins. Ain't that right, Mickey?
Hell yeah.
What do you think you can run right now? You think you're still sub 4 or 5?
Like a 4.9?
Yeah. You think you're sub 4 or 5?
I can jog a 4.5, bro.
Bro, you are not going 4.4 right
I don't think
How old
so
are you?
either.
I can jog a 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 Warner, 39 years old.
Yeah.
Eats nerd ropes every single day.
And twin snakes.
Yeah, and Hardee's with jelly and bacon.
And has his own marijuana strain. Start calculating all of that. And then you can down him if you want. I'm betting under. Let's go.
I think Pat can run a 4.51 right on the dot.
Hey, 56.5% of 1,673 people say, you ain't got it, Pac.
Yeah,
They've been telling me that shit my whole life.
It's a big deal, dude. This guy ran a 4.28 at the combine. He's 39 years old. If he runs into 4.4s, are you fucking kidding me?
Good.
Oh my God! Oh, 4.515. Oh, my heartbreaker.
That's what I'm supposed to run. Y'all owe me money. Owe me money, motherfucker. He owe me. He owe me. 05.
Yeah. That was a great run.
Yeah.
You didn't. I think you. Oh,
yeah. I only had one injury. Yeah, Tom, post it. Post it. Fucking 40 years old.
I haven't been this confident in a Patriots game in 2-3 years.
Oh, no!
Let's keep in mind, we have all watched the Bears on primetime. The Bears just are not a good football team.
Oh, no!
That might be 41-3, one extra field goal.
Alternate spread, are you going to change it a little bit after seeing the fog over there?
Yeah, this morning I took him at 13.5. Before the show, I took him at 20.5. And then after the show, I'll take him at 28.5.
Oh, no!
Give me a good night.
You need to relax.
Hey, I'm
don't
pissed.
lose to the Bears tonight.
He's
Don't lose to the Bears. You hear me?
Don't worry.
You know what I'm going through today? You better not fucking lose to the Bears. Your team's fucking dead. You guys lose to the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football?
Wow.
Oh, no! Your thoughts, Connor?
You know, it is what it is. Football is football. None of my bets hit, and because of that, I will not be able to gamble at FanDuel or anywhere for the rest of my life, I don't think, because of those losses. However, you know, it's a humbling experience. I'm very glad that we're getting this game out of the way.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this beautiful Hard Knocks Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now.
Football!
He's happening in Hard Knocks is this evening on HBO.
Yeah.
I believe we'll be getting a clip here in the next hour or two that should be an exclusive.
Ooh.
Can't wait to dive into that. The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and his mullet, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and 14-year NFL icon and corner, Adam Pac-Man Jones is here.
Pac-Man.
Joining us now live from Natick in Ohio is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, a father of 10, a COVID survivor, a handsome devil.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Founder of the Hawk Cut at Sports Clips. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Oh!
Wow. Wow. One day into that haircut, you look even better. You're glowing. How are you, pal?
Oh!
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Not as good as you. Could you imagine looking in the mirror and seeing that haircut right there?
I'd be there the whole day.
Oh, my, just staring.
Just wow.
God damn, you look good.
There you go.
I am AJ.
The MVP treatment is not just a figures.
You look tan, man. You've been getting sprayed?
No, so that's light shirt. I never wear light shirt. So this is, I've gotten to the point where my belly button and my nips aren't as big or fat.
Sure.
So I can wear light colored stuff. You know what I mean?
Your nips get bigger with the more weight you gain?
Well, just like, you know, my whole body just
Dinner
kind of
plate.
sinks with gravity. Earth is sucking my body out and down. So it's just kind of one of those things.
Nips turn into
But
half
thank
dollars.
you. I appreciate the compliment on how tan I look. It's because I'm wearing something that isn't just pitch black, which is my normal operation. I'm really taking this fitness stuff serious right now, AJ. I'm really taking it serious.
Aren't you guys all? You're out there grinding the weight room every day, aren't you?
Everybody in here except for Fat Nick.
All of us, everybody's grinding.
You know what I mean?
Hawk has.
I rode my bike.
Nick walks in the middle of me getting after it or whatever, full sweat.
That's Taco Bell.
Full lather. Connor's got a full lather. Foxy's already run 2 miles.
Hell yeah.
Urbo's in there. Billy McComas is stumbling around because he did legs for the first time in 3 months yesterday. And Nick comes walking in with a Cinnabon. I'm like, you know this gym's open, Nick. You're allowed to, why would I do that? Well, I lift 12 ounces. That little thing. You know what I mean? Trying to get this guy to live longer and be more healthy and just can't get it to work. But he has that build. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
He can do that. Now, Ty, I don't know what your excuse is.
Well,
you have a baby.
I do, and like I said, I got a treadmill and a Peloton in my basement, so I usually wake up, you know, about an hour before the baby wakes up. I get my work in like that.
I know you hop in your Bronco, hop on the Peloton, come into work, do your thing, and we appreciate that. Okay, I do appreciate the hell out of you. But also, it is inspiring what's going on in that Hawk House.
Team building.
I agree.
AJ, I don't think I expected to be this alive every morning. I almost feel an obligation. It's like a team lift.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like I feel like an obligation.
Everybody's holding each other accountable.
Yeah,
Right?
like
That's
Billy
what it feels
McComas
like.
comes stumbling in 45 minutes late. It's like, hey, this is old Bill.
Yeah,
I
what
thought
do
we
you
were
think?
new Bill.
Taking
Right.
today off.
Well, we don't know what he's been doing before the show, so you got to give him some slack.
Joining us now is a man who we don't know what he's doing ever because he's the most interesting human on earth.
Yes.
He was landing a helicopter onto a boat in the middle of the ocean, I do believe, about 3 months ago.
Yep.
He's flying in a fighter jet a couple months ago. He was flying a trick plane a couple months ago. He was living in a sailboat because he was planning on sailing the son of a bitch around the world.
Solo.
Now he's catching footballs for the New Orleans Saints again. Has to be easy. Seems to be with all the highlights coming out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's taller than you, smarter than you. He's an incredible football player, and his brain seems to be absurd. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, most interesting man on earth, Jimmy Graham.
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
Hey, great.
How you guys been?
Great. Needed you to head starboard there to get back in the frame. So let's talk about this, Jimmy, because, you know, you came on the program when AJ was hosting and I was at home with the baby and I was watching along. And as AJ tells stories about you and Aaron tells story about you and I kind of follow along with what you're doing, he's getting like 150 views while flying planes in this absurd fashion. And I don't think anybody knows about, like, to the extent of the talent that you have in all these other, like, extreme things. Landing a helicopter on a boat, flying trick planes. What made you decide you were coming back to football? Because I remember you said, I haven't officially retired. When was it like, I am coming back? And has it been like riding a plane or a helicopter for you to just get back into football shape and play football again?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very interesting couple of weeks for sure. You know, from all the things that I've done over the last year, and you know, all the time I spent on learning, and trying to chase goals that I've had for myself. One of the biggest goals was always, you know, obviously winning a ring and obviously ending things here in New Orleans. So that was one of the things that, and one of the reasons I didn't play last year. I didn't want to put on another jersey. You know, I remember talking to Mickey and basically being, if there's ever an opportunity where you think I could help, let me know and I'll be there. If not, then I'm going to retire. And so I sit here right now in New Orleans, happier than I've ever been, healthier than I've ever been, and truly just excited for the opportunity. You know, this team has got so much talent, man, and to really see it up close has been amazing, man.
I love your Mickey. You still 6'14" or whatever? Can you still run and catch a football? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got time and space for you. Go ahead, AJ.
Jimmy, when did all this, like, when did it become a reality to you that, hey, yeah, I'm going to go back and play football? Is this months ago? Is this weeks ago? And also, how has your body held up after those first couple of days of pads?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always knew in the back of my mind that there could be a possibility that, you know, I would get the call. But really, it was about 2 weeks before I showed up to do my workout is really when I got the call and really when I started transitioning most of my regimen to more football. You know, I mean, for the last year, I've been, you know, cycling all over the place and making sure that I kept my cardio up and obviously lifting a bit. But, you know, as far as football specific, you know, it had only been a couple weeks before I showed up and you know, things have been awesome. You know, obviously the body's got to get used to the heat and, you know, has to get used to the load. But, you know, it's been amazing to put this jersey on, you know, to put the pads on and really get that contact back, which is something that you don't really get in the normal life and truly something that I've missed.
Okay, so I don't want to, you know, ever say something that you find offensive. So, no offense.
Yep.
Okay, we got a deal?
Yeah. Yeah, no offense.
You fly fighter jets and shit, so I don't want to piss you off. Okay, I just would like.
It's all good, man.
I would like that to be known. But when I asked Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football, okay, beat writer down there, I said my question was phrased in a manner where I was like, "Is Jimmy gonna make the team? And what do you think Jimmy is gonna do?" He said like 15. Right? 15 20.
20. Yep.
15, 20 plays. That seems like a pretty good load, you know, for a man that was out of football and for how many years you've kind of played and where you're at right now with your life and everything else you've been able to do. What are you expecting from this year as a New Orleans Saint? And did I just offend you by even asking that question?
No, not at all. You know, I mean, I think, you know, I've always played with a pretty big chip on my shoulder, and kind of one of the best things that ever happened to me was this past year. You know, I mean, I really had the opportunity to let my body and really let my knee fully, you know, fully get its strength back. You know, it's something that since I hurt that thing, I was always just on the back end of another season and continued that grind for what is 7-8 years. You know, to spend a year the way I did and to get a little bit of latitude and the realization of how much you do miss this game, but really the ability to also sit on a bike for thousands of miles over that year and a half.
And then get run over by a car.
Yep.
Yeah. And then to get hit by a car. That's when I really knew that I still had it. You know, like whenever I got hit by the SUV and kind of ate it, you know, I said, you know, maybe I can take a little bit more contact. And you know, that's really everything that's happened and the ability for me to stay in shape while being gone from football I really got to attest to the bike. Honestly, that's one of the best things I'd ever done in my life. It is one of the things I wish that I had gotten a hold of maybe a decade ago and stopped being such a meathead and did a little bit less power cleaning, a little bit more biking for just really my full system and my heart and my cardiovascular. My cardiovascular I feel like is the best it's ever been, and so I'm also excited to test this out and to see to be able to feel like I feel after a year of doing what I did for my body. I'm looking for the opportunity to test out this theory.
The Peloton craze was real because of how in shape everybody was getting, and then you see like Conor McGregor still tweeting words that
Of course.
Everybody's kind of stopped saying for a while.
Come on,
but
Conor.
his whole entire cardio is bike, I think. He's like a big time bike guy, and I'm not saying he has the greatest, but a lot of in the combat world do the biking and everything like that. Yeah. I thought that would be bad for your knee. Not bad for your knee. That's good rehab for the knee.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's been the best rehab I've ever done. I mean, not only that, the
How about
ability
here?
to. Yeah, no. I mean, to sit on a bike and do 100 miles in a day, to sit on a bike and also realize your max heart rate, to realize your FTP. These are things that I never really, that isn't really a part of football. I didn't know that my max heart rate was 201. Now I know exactly what my max heart rate is. I know exactly what my resting heart rate is, and I know exactly, when, how I can sustain a 5-hour pedal, at
201 beats?
Yeah.
So
I got a weird heart.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you got a good heart. Everybody needs to check their hearts now after everything that's been happening, seemingly. But over 130, that's when like you're burning, right? Allegedly, that's what I've been kind of taught. And then I think anytime I'm dying on like the Stairmaster or the thing, I'll put my hands on there. And it'll be like 160. I'm like 160,
moving,
and it'll get up to like 170. I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Gotta get off.
I'm gonna die.
Slow down.
You're at 201 just on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's at max. Like, that's when I'm like kind of competing versus somebody, and somebody's trying to race me up, some big hill. But really, I mean,
You're not willing to die. I'm willing to get. I'm willing to get 201 right here.
I mean, if you're trying to win and you're trying to, I mean, there's such an ultimate competitiveness to cycling. That's what's unbelievable. Was it kept that edge because you're pushing your body to the absolute limit where you believe that you're going to collapse and literally pass out on the bike. I've been to that moment in those dark spaces a few times on the bike, but really like when I'm pulling for a Peloton and I'm putting in work, I mean, I'll sustain, 160 beats per minute for 4 hours, and that's, so to be able to do that and to transition that into football, I mean, it's been truly interesting to see, how it helps you. Really?
Yeah, I'd say 4 hours at fucking max heart rate. Yeah, that's a football game.
My God.
You guys taking halftime? Don't need it. I'm gonna need a stair stepper or something to keep this thing going so I can really stay warm. So you're in the best shape of your life. That's awesome to hear. Congrats to you. We're lucky you're back in the NFL. Go ahead, AJ.
Jimmy, did you? I heard you did fly yourself to camp on a plane. I'm guessing. Did you bring the Huey? Like, can people in New Orleans maybe on an off day expect to see the big old Huey flying around the city there?
What's a Huey?
Helicopter.
Well,
Copper gunner.
So a Huey is it's a single engine turbine helicopter, the one that I have. It fought in Vietnam, and we restored it, back than it's ever been, and now we give flights to veterans.
How much did that cost, Jimmy? Did that cost like $20 million? It feels like it did. You showed me the pictures of all the process, and I was like, whoa, this was not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. If you think about it, it was a full restoration, all brand new components. This thing will fly for the next 20 years, but really to rebuild it wasn't expensive. What it is to run it is pretty expensive. It burns 100 gallons of fuel per hour. So everything that I do charity-wise.
Jamie, why don't you get an electric helicopter?
Yeah.
I got an electric vehicle. I'm saving the world. You guys are out here. I didn't know this
I wonder
was
why it's so
happening.
hot down in Florida.
Oh, my God. That hot training camp. You know why? Because of you. That's what they're saying. I'm just telling you. What people are saying. We need to ground them all.
Man.
We just got Kyle's not farting anymore, right?
No.
Took the
Putting
methane.
bags.
Yep.
The thing about this is like batteries can't do that yet. I mean, there's
My car.
how much those batteries would take up all your useful load in the helicopter. And then obviously the temperature change. Not only there's just too much going on. That's why it hasn't hit aviation like it should. Like they were looking into do this for. I mean, there's variants that can help, but right now a fully electric plane it's just very difficult to do because it doesn't have that type of of capacity to carry passengers and to run for that long.
I assume you know this because you were probably there whenever they discovered this in South Korea, but
brand new superconductor being introduced into the world apparently is going to change the game, especially in electricity.
That's what we're being told. New superconductor.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to charge up my electric vehicle in about five minutes or so, all the way back to 100, and maybe save aviation, it sounds like.
Possibly.
That'd be a cool thing. I have no idea what else it'll be able to do. I'm sure we'll benefit from it greatly, and AI will take over and we'll lose.
It'll probably save aviation, and I need some bigger batteries for the sailboat, so I could definitely use some of that.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, because whenever you're out there in the middle of the Atlantic all by yourself, wouldn't be bad to be able to fry up a little burger.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, fry up a burger out there, be able to live a little bit like a human. So what's the plan here? You're playing 1 more year, 2 more years? I don't want to do too much of that. You're probably living in the moment. All that good stuff. But you still have a lot of other goals, I assume, in the real world, but your body's still able to be in the NFL. Are you planning on just kind of riding this out, see how long it goes, or do you have an end in sight?
Yeah, I've got a small team of people that have been around me for a long time, and from business to aviation to sailing, we really had to take a look at things over the last basically few weeks and make sure I can put that all to the side. I'm 100% focused on what I'm doing now and being as good as I can be and challenging myself and really working on my room. I have an incredible room here in New Orleans. We have a dynamic offense, a dynamic team with a lot of good players. This team is from the outside looking in, obviously everybody knows how much talent it is, but once you come in here and you realize how competitive this team is, how intense our competition right now is with this 90-man roster, it's unbelievable. And I'm just blessed to be here. So my true focus is really on that. My true focus is on helping my room out, spreading my knowledge to Juwan, to Big Foff, to Lucas. These are the things that I'm really looking forward to, is really to be back in that brotherhood. That's one of the things that I miss the most. That's one of the things that I got with AJ back at the Derby was, the feeling of that locker room again, the feelingness of that camaraderie that we have as men. That's something that you don't really get in the world outside of these walls. So that's one of the biggest reasons that I came back. And, so I'm just living in the moment, blessed to be back in this city, back in this jersey, back in my number. And, I can't wait to score again. That's going to be incredible.
Dunk it, take the penalty.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Kicker's going to have to make it. Listen, need you to make a 48-yard extra point. All right? Jimmy Graham's back. This is just how it goes. In the locker room, that vibe, if we didn't have this building, I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's tough. Obviously a lot of shit being talked, but it's an incredible thing that I think is what people normally miss before they miss anything else. It's like, I miss the camaraderie, but you're also a guy who's signing up to sit in a sailboat all by yourself. So
yeah.
Seems like you can figure it all out, and we're very thankful for it. Speaking of figuring things out, Derek Carr, now with the Saints, huge signing, obviously. This is a massive ordeal. This is a whole new team. It's your program now. Derek, jaded about how it all ended at the Raiders, won a lot of games, had some games where, is Derek Carr ever going to be the guy before he ended up breaking his leg on Christmas Eve? Which was, he was on his way to win an MVP that year.
Yep.
Who knows? Yep. What are your thoughts on Derek Carr down there? And obviously he and Darren Waller had an incredible relationship on the football field. Have you noticed any carryover with his comfort with the tight end down there?
Yeah, he's a true pro. Really that and him coupled on this offense. I know what this offense can do. I've been in the system before and I understand how dynamic this system can be. And I think he's perfect for this system. I think his work ethic and his hunger and the way he operates in the huddle, man, it's just unbelievable to see. And I'm looking forward to, really getting some live action with him. Seeing how, he continues to, make this offense also his. He's the type of guy where, you want to just let him loose and give him some options so he can check to the right play. He's got a photographic memory. The things that he can remember, how he remembers them, and he demands so much from himself. I think that's one of the cooler things that he's gotten experience here is, how competitive we are in every practice. And to also see how competitive he is. He doesn't like to see the ball on the ground. His attention to detail is very similar to the things that I saw in Drew Brees. His ability to command this offense, to get us to the right check, because this playbook is no joke. This is the biggest playbook I've ever been a part of. It is wordy, super wordy plays, you have to understand that there's multiple checks in every play. You have to understand how to pick up these protections. And, I really think that, he's the leader that this team, this city needs. And we're really looking forward to it because obviously on all sides of the ball, we have a talented group, man.
Yeah, and the NFC South. NFC South too, Jimmy. Seems
yeah. Oh yeah. And so, that's goals, like everybody can look in the far, far future, but for us, it's about the NFC South. It's about owning the NFC South and really going there and battling against these teams and making sure that we're prepared come week 1.
All right, I can't wait to watch. Pac-Man has a question for you, Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy? I know you said you're in the best shape you in. I know I set out a year and I was in the best shape, but timing. Sometimes it takes time to get the rhythm back, the speed of the 100%. Game. My question to you is, how close are you being back to the regular timing that you're normally at and the speed of the game?
Yeah, I think for me, it's definitely I can see myself just getting better each and every week. As it's been 2 weeks, each week that I can feel my legs up underneath me. I can feel that I'm coming in and out of the routes. I can feel that I'm connecting. Now, and also this offense has changed a little bit. So I have to. It's evolved with words that weren't here before, like when I was here. So just making sure that I get all aspects of that, and then I get all aspects of timing. But it's I got to experience this before because the year I got traded to Seattle when I hurt my knee, that offseason, I wasn't in pads until the day of the game. I literally didn't do any training camp, any offseason. I did nothing. I basically showed up week 1 and was in an NFL game with a knee at the time that wasn't even fully healed. So, to now kind of repeat that, but now I get this whole full training camp to really, knock off the rust, to really get these calluses on my body and then to figure out that timing, especially with Carr. I think that this is perfect for me. That's one of the reasons I'm here, sweating my ass off in this heat, is to get back to that timing and get back to, who I know I can be.
You a cold tub guy? You do the cold tub?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every day, have to.
Even when you're not in football?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I think that's, for me, that's always been a big part of my regime. It's always been something I've been involved with, and you kind of have to do that for recovery, especially on the bike. I was biking thousands of miles a year. That's something that, you can't let go of.
So I'm trying to tell AJ this because AJ refuses to get in the cold tub. We got one here now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got one in my house. Me and Wim Hof are doing really ice work. I've heard it's really good for you. Like, not just recovery, but like mental as well. Every day, like having to do something you don't want to do mentally.
Yes.
Like very good.
Stressing the body. Stressing the body matters. For me, I've been stressing my body. If it's not, obviously on the bike with the cardio, if it's not in the cold tub, it's pushing my body through G's, and going up and pulling 10 G's. That stuff.
I watched Mission Impossible 6 times.
Yeah.
I pulled 9, 10 G's.
Top Gun?
Just to start, Top Gun as well. Mm-hmm. Top Gun, I watched that thing 6 times. Mm-hmm. I'm pulling G's to start that 10 of them. 11.
Yeah.
How many did I pull?
10?
Yeah, but it might have been close to 13.
And then it blew up.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
We ended up walking through the mountains or whatever.
Yep.
Just needed water.
Yep.
That's all.
That's right.
I was pulling G's. You're out there doing that shit. That's crazy, Jimmy.
For real.
Nuts.
Jimmy, you're...
No. Well, Well, I'm going to get everybody in here up there pulling G's with me. So AJ will probably be the first.
Yeah, that's a big 10 no from this one.
Yeah. I'll be puking hard. I will puke hard.
AJ was landing. We were landing in Columbus on a plane, and AJ, who's former pilot, I assume you know that he was in a magazine as a pilot, standing on the side, waving at people. I'm a pilot. Call me the captain now. So he loves flying. We flew back to Columbus together because he came out to Indiana. There was a WWE event in Columbus. I was going to fly over, so it was like a perfect setup. I was going through it. I don't like flying, but I have a man next to me who signed up to be a pilot, loves flying, and he's sweating, mouth is sweating,
pale.
He's holding on to things like this, and as soon as we get on the ground, he's like, "All right,
sounds good.
Can't wait to do that again." He just loves it. He does. You love the punishment of what planes do. I think to you, AJ, I'm not like that. The faster we can get on the ground, the better, in my eyes. And the smoother that flight can be, the better.
Please.
As soon as that thing starts moving, I'm like, we're dead. We're dying. Okay, cool. And then it steadies out. I'm like, all right, now it's just house money. Okay,
exactly.
Because I thought I was dead 2 seconds ago. So, I only fly on those big ones, too. I need it to be I need an SUV up there. I don't need to be,
Well-
you know what I mean?
Well, I've got an SUV of a helicopter, so you come up in the helicopter, man, and I can guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Aaron's been up in it. You can ask him, man. It's an incredible.
We got to jump out. We got to jump out into the ocean, right, Jimmy? Can't we hang off the bottom, off the struts, and jump in?
Look at this one here, AJ, right?
Yeah.
Look at this one here.
That'll never. You won't see that. You
What's
better-
that? We're doing a pencil.
Hold your nose, jumping off a Huey helicopter into the ocean.
Yeah, if you don't do that, shark will get up there.
That's right.
Because,
You were doing it in Tahoe.
Yeah, we did see you coming off the dock. Pencil! Watch me!
That sounds like me.
That's what you were doing. That's how I woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
People
Every
wondering
morning.
why I golf like shit. You tell me. You look out there.
Every morning.
All-time leading tackler for the Packers doing a Ticonderoga number 2 with a nose plug.
Plugging them.
It's hard to take it serious. It's a tough way to wake up.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Jeez Louise, dude. I would jump
You
off
ever black out, Jim? You ever have G-lock? Isn't that what they call it when you're actually piloting the airplane? I always thought that when I flew with the Thunderbirds and Blue Angels. I'm like, I'm back here puking and passing out. This guy's actually controlling the plane, doing all of this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never had that. I've had a few friends, but really, like once you unload the G's, that all goes away. So you basically you gray out, you tunnel out, and then you black out eventually. But that's nothing I've experienced. I mean, I've come like when I'm doing lump shavat. So basically, it's basically where you're doing front flips. So you're basically rotating the plane around the crankshaft and the engine. You can get a bit of stars there, but that mostly is your brain hitting the top of your skull. So besides that, I mean, I've never really had anything too crazy.
So when you're doing this shit with this plane here, when you're flipping this thing, you're just hoping your brain doesn't hit off your skull while you're kind of. Is that what we're hoping for? Is this light work? What are you doing here? Loop-de-loos or whirly birds?
Yeah, so no, those are snap rolls. It's a snap roll or a lump shavat. Yeah, I think it's a snap roll.
Looks like
a
snap roll to me.
Those aren't too crazy. That one, let's see. This is
yeah.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
That was actually the worst thing I've ever seen. We were actually on a plane that took off.
Jeez.
What's that, pal? I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry. I'm just wondering the first time you did like a flip or a roll when you were solo and didn't have anyone with you. What was that like? That'd be scary.
Yeah. That's what's so interesting about aviation. There's so many firsts. Like I have 10 licenses. So over those 10 licenses, you're going to do one of those for the first time. I remember the first time that I got up and I was alone and really got to feel, well, one, the plane feels completely different because you don't have 220 pounds of another mass.
Look at you. You're a psycho, dude. Look at you.
Man.
I don't know if that's gravity pulling your mouth open or you smiling for. Let me bounce back.
Jeez.
It's a video game, bro.
STC.
Basically, it is the most freedom you can have on a three-dimensional surface. It's that doing those things and really understanding how that operates. It's basically physics up there. Like you're doing things that unload the wings to get them not to fly, so you can manipulate them around the crankshaft and using P factor. And I mean, it's so very interesting. But then to go over and be able to physically be able to do that, and then to show people how to do that. I mean, I don't think there's anything better with your clothes on, for sure.
Good line.
Hell yeah.
Third dimension.
I mean, yeah. Let's talk about third dimension because a good friend of yours, you said, man, it's been in a helicopter. And I would like to jump out of a helicopter into water.
That'd be cool.
Just one time, I'd like to do that. Just to say I did. So that's the only time I'm getting on your little chopper thing. Now, we took a chopper in New York. It was awesome. We went from Teterboro into the city, normally 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon what the tunnel traffic is. Took us 6 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I could see how you'd fall in love with the helicopter life, but for me, because you just said, well, we're taking a P crank and we're twisting around the yip-de-doo and everything. I don't know that, So when that thing starts doing a little of this, I'm like, yeah, we're dead. We are dead. We are dead. So I just can't. Maybe one day I'll learn enough to kind of get past it all. But like, when you think about everything you do off the field, okay, and then you get back on the field, is there, in a tone kind of wanted to chat about this, but it kind of showed up in conversation here. Like, are you any nerves or anxiety at all getting back into football? Like that first game, you're flipping planes around, you're riding helicopters that are just burning an immense amount of gas.
So much.
I mean, just so much gas. You're landing on spraying into the water.
Yep.
Oh my, just ruining obviously planet Earth. But as you're doing all, there's so much more on the line there. Football, now granted, there's been incredible injuries. Like, was there any anxiety getting back into football after all that stuff, or you have a brand new perspective after you've experienced like real serious, insane shit, pretty much? Like that dragon, are you chasing a dragon? Like the feelings in which you get when you play football, or whenever you're flipping a plane upside down, or stalling it out on purpose, and things like that?
You know, I mean, I've always enjoyed pushing myself to the limit. You know, I mean, I've always enjoyed, you know, to see what my limits are and to kind of reach them. There's always a space. There's a space where you're in your comfort zone, and then there's a space where you're outside of your ability. And so above your comfort zone and outside of your ability is where I like to live. And that's the only way to continually get better and to become a better person. So for me, I'm always searching for, you know, kind of for that uncomfortable zone that kind of pushes myself, and really being far away from football, and, you know, sitting there on a sailboat having a lot of internal thoughts to myself. You know, the one itch that I couldn't scratch was, you know, not ending it with the ability to go for a championship, and then not ending it in a place where it all started. You know, I mean, I never wanted to leave this building. And really, for me, it's also, you know, rebuilding those bridges that were burned, you know, 8 to 9 years ago, and, you know, making sure that I can leave, you know, this game, understanding that I gave it everything that I have, to the people that got me here, to the people that made me a man, and you know, to leave satisfied.
Hell yeah. You're a deep thinker. You do ayahuasca and all that stuff? Because you did say third dimension. We ever been to ninth? You trying to get to ninth?
No, I haven't tried it yet. Aaron keeps getting me to try it, but you know, I gotta figure out when I'm gonna do one of those trips with him.
You flying your ass down to the jungle.
That'd be sick.
All right, I need that toad thing you guys got, and that T stuff you got. I need to get to 9 or 10 dimension. If we could figure that out, that'd be fantastic. I'd like to hear your take on that afterwards, because of how deep of a thinker you seem to be and have kind of enacted. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Jimmy, speaking of Derek Carr earlier, you were talking about, you know, his player and how he is as a person and everything, but one of the people they've brought in to actually help Derek with the offense, or at least kind of get a full grasp on it, was John Gruden. Have you been working with John at all, or is he kind of strictly with the quarterbacks? And then does it seem as though he's helped Derek kind of get back to being a great quarterback?
Yeah, you know, my my relationship with John Gruden goes back to my rookie year. You know, I remember, you know, he had come in to kind of meet with the offense, meet with Sean. You know, he was a big mentor of his, and you know, I remember he called me like a baby deer or something like that, or like runs like a deer or something like that. So, you know, he's always kind of had my ear, and you know, always helped me out a little bit. But when it comes to
baby deer, much different than a full-grown deer, right?
Yeah.
Baby deer was a shot. Adult deer is like John Deere, like tractor.
Oh yeah.
He said like a John Deere, like you run good, like a deer. You
basically.
Not a baby deer. Like, this guy no coordination. Baby draft, baby deer. And then he sent an email about it.
Yep.
Saved it.
But honestly, not only just Derek, he's really helped out the offense. I mean, he kind of came here, and his last day, he met with the team, and he gave one of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life. You know, just challenging everybody. You know, just challenging our young guys. You know, when he gets up, you know, everybody listens, that's for sure. You know, he has a presence about him. You know, obviously he's been in the game a long time, and he understands a lot about this game, and he still has this incredible passion for it. So, you know, to sit there and, you know, to hear him, you know, tell everybody to knock on wood, and you know, him going through his sayings is truly.
Did you knock on wood when he asked? Did you say knock on wood, or whether you're like, hell yeah.
You kind of have to. I mean, you kind of have to. You like basically have no choice. It's just a part of it. You know, when you're around him, man, he's a captivating figure, and you know, everything he does and says, man, it just you know, you can't help but be in a moment. So,
speaking of captivating, go ahead, AJ.
Your old coach Sean Payton, he's in Denver now. We just heard he came out, and it sounds like he's trying to clean some stuff up, like no Gilligan hats, as he called them, on the sidelines for starters that come out. Can't take your jersey off. All these like little things that all equal big things, I think. Is that something that you noticed when you were there in New Orleans with him? We've heard like Peyton comes from that Bill Parcells tree. So like I've heard it's attention to detail. You guys are practicing hard, and like he's not messing around. Are you confident that he's going to get things going in the right direction out there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough coach. He's very, very old school. You know, he he's a guy who really pushes you to your limits, not only physically, but mentally. He's a guy that's always going to challenge you. He challenged me young each and every day. I mean, I think I got probably 3 compliments from him while I was here. He was always pushing me to be better. He was always pushing me to be the best version of myself. And he definitely is old school, just like from that whole regime. I think nowadays it definitely pays dividends in these games, because that's what it's about. These games come down to literally the last drive of the game. It comes down to, who can't make, like, who has the less mistakes, who can't turn the ball over. More teams beat themselves than they actually get beat by the other team. So, I think he's gonna come in and do a lot. And obviously he's there with Russ, so I've been there with both of them. And it'll be certainly entertaining to see, them get on the same page and for Russ to learn this offense. It's like I said, it's a very dynamic offense, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well they work together.
Hey, did they call you? Any other teams call you throughout this entire time? I know you said you're only going to play for the Saints, but that one with Sean Payton there and Russ there, if you're getting back in, seems like a natural kind of fit. Did anybody else call you, or was it only Saints in your mind that you were only having a conversation?
With Denver, no, nobody called me. Me and Sean still haven't talked since the trade, so it's we're still waiting to kind of have that conversation.
Did you say in the middle of that answer that he gave you 3 compliments through the entire time he was there?
Oh yeah, but that's just Sean. No. Sean, like,
yeah, you said it. That is the thing.
We were very close while I was here. He just, he's a type that, for me, he was like a father figure while I was here. He was, it was definitely tough love. Like he always challenged me. So when we would play somebody, he would always make sure that I knew that, somebody was talking shit about me in the media and that I needed to go prove myself. He understands how to push the right buttons, and he certainly always pushed my buttons and always made me just, fired up to work harder and to play better. That's just the type of guy he is. He really understands how guys internally work and how to get the best out of his players. He really does.
Well, let's hope you two, have a conversation.
Yeah. Bear the hat.
Take him up in the plane, up in the chopper. Shake some hands.
Flip him over, make him throw up.
Put the exactly.
Right.
Put him through the ringer.
Great to see you. How about 4 compliments maybe over a fucking?
Huh?
You know what I mean? That would
Still want to trade me?
I'm excited to see you and hear about your first conversation. I assume that's going to happen. I think this will probably make its way to him, and somebody will say to him, "Why don't you?
Let's make that right.
We should make that right."
Only 2.
Hopefully that'll happen. I assume you'd be open to that, right?
Yeah. I mean, he created me on the field, man, and we shared a lot of wins and a lot of moments, man. I'm always here. And I'm always open for it, man. He's, he had a big influence on my life, my career, and there's no reason I would never.
Let's go shake their hands.
Yeah, that's right.
Last question here from Pac-Man Jones, Jimmy.
Last question. Y'all took the running back from TCU, Miller. I think he was 71 pick. Have you seen any flashes out of any of the young guys that's there now?
Yeah, I mean,
Kendrick?
our running back position is talented. I mean, we have everything you could ever want. I think the biggest thing is obviously, the biggest difference between college and pros is being able to pick up blitzes. Like as everybody here knows, dogs and blitzes are some of the hardest thing for that transition. So, the way that they're going to make it on the field quicker is to not be that one-dimensional player and to be able to pick up and to be able to understand these checks so that we can keep the quarterback clean and we can get the ball down the field. But I mean, a New Orleans training camp isn't like most training camps. It's extremely physical, and all these guys have been downhill. All these young kids have been looking really good. I think he had a one-handed catch the other day, and so he's looking promising, man, and really looking forward to seeing what we do out of the backfield, because this offense truly has a well-rounded attack. We have talent everywhere. And I'm just excited to get on the field with the guys.
We can't wait to watch it, buddy. We're very thankful you took time out of your day to join us.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have a relationship with the Saints at all, I don't think.
No, not really.
We who was old cuz? Defense came on a couple times.
Mario Davis.
Mario came on a few times. That was awesome. Hasn't been in a bit.
Lutz.
Will Lutz came in 1L.
Yep.
And Will's
Cam
name.
Jordan.
Cam Jordan just signed a new
Ricky
deal.
Williams was just on.
Wow.
I don't think that was through the Saints. So we're very thankful that you joined us, and shout out to the Saints PR people for making this happen. Obviously, the fleur de lis right behind you looks beautiful, and we can't wait to watch you back on the field. We're lucky you're back in the NFL. We appreciate you, Jimmy.
Yeah, man. Also, congratulations on ESPN.
Thanks.
Wow. Thanks. I mean, unbelievable. Obviously, you guys deserve it. It's a special thing, you guys are changing, you guys are changing the game.
Jimmy, stop. I don't want to hear it.
Really?
Shut up.
Really?
Get back to football.
No, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to see, man. So I'm looking forward to being on more and more over the next year.
Oh, you're going to join us during the season?
Of course. Have to.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's go.
We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on funnel cakes in beignets down there? What are your thoughts on the beignets?
I mean, beignets are amazing, but I don't eat fried food or sugar, so I can't do it. I can't do it.
Superhero.
I thank God there's like people like you out there.
Yeah, need them.
I would, though. I
I'm sitting here eating candy all day.
You do, yeah. Yeah, you're a fat ass, though. This dude ran a 4.51 last week, dude. Right here, eating candy every single day. Unbelievable.
He's built different. That's why. Trust me, I played him plenty of times, bro. He's built different. Nobody's got him. Nobody's got his mindset, bro.
Pac taking any cheap shots on you or anything? Talking shit? He talking shit to you?
Him? Every time I played him. That dude hit me late or low almost every time I caught the ball. I don't know how many times we talk shit towards each other, but I'm sure I said some stuff to him. We both hate each other when we played.
You better get your big ass down. That's what you better do before you come over here, because I'm going to hit your ass low every time.
Well, I'm happy you guys made amends, and you and John Gruden are going to do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, the most interesting man on earth, Jimmy Graham. Thank you.
Hey! Awesome.
Oh, if everybody comes on. You got time for a Pac story? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so he beat this guy up at the airport because hey, you got time for my first interaction with Pac? For sure. Yeah, he looked at his hands whenever they said, who has the best hands you've ever... What was the question?
Rate your hand 1 to 10.
Rate your hands 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Call him a 20.
10.
A 20. Jimmy Graham, you want to hear my Pac story? Hit me late or low. Talk shit every single time.
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura, yeah. Tell that motherfucker I said thanks. All right, let's get to a break. Pac, what a
unreal.
Hey, not a lot of people have that amount.
Mitch Morse had a good one, too.
Of effect on everybody. Yeah, Mitch Morse was talking about you chirping the entire team.
Yeah, solo.
Came out for one. Do you got time for a Pac-Man story?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, he came out all by himself, and he just started chirping our entire team, and I thought, look at the bravado. Ain't that what Mitch Morse said?
Yeah, his first
Jesus,
game.
this is the NFL. Look at that guy.
He's a rookie.
This dude's talking shit to 35 people.
Holy shit.
I got Kelsey pretty good, too.
Travis or Jason?
Jason.
Whoa. I couldn't even imagine. Now that we know how much talent he has speaking.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey is an electric factory.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Now, you just put him in his house, I think, in a room, put a camera on him, talk to his brother. He is awesome.
Let him go.
I assume in the locker room it's the same exact thing. I couldn't even fathom you and him jousting because he's like GOAT.
Yeah.
And he talks. And then you got Pac over there, one of the GOATs of talking. I'd love to hear that. Atlanta versus fucking Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, come on.
Oh.
Match made in heaven.
Damn. If we go back in time, we would, but we can't, so we're going to move on to the next hour.
Hell yeah.
This next hour is a good one. We got Bryson DeChambeau.
Let's go.
How about that, AJ?
Awesome. Fresh off of 58 and awesome video with him and Phil talking about their gambling. So, yeah, it should be fun.
You can half press. You can't full press. Can't full press. Nah, can't do that. I assume he won because of how he played down there in Greenbrier. So he won a G, which we don't know if that's 1G or 10G whenever they're talking in public when they're mic'd up, or 100G. Yeah, we don't know what 1G. We'll go with G, and then they just moved on. I'm like, $1,000, 9 holes. That doesn't sound like Phil Mickelson.
That sounds like
that's not the one I know.
Yeah, that's
not a whole book coming out. So.
What's that?
There was a whole book about Phil's gambling.
That's what I'm saying. So unless everybody just knows, hey, when Phil comes up, this is his language. 1G times 100.
Right.
Yes.
So if he goes 2 Gs, 2.5 Gs, he's talking $250,000.
Right.
DeChambeau's like, okay, can't full press to make that 200? No, only half press. Okay. All right, I guess I'm gonna go shoot a fucking 58.
Watch this.
See you, pal. Full court press though by the Live folks to have him on.
Oh, really good. So they get it.
Well, I don't know. Like we're gonna definitely ask about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have to.
We haven't talked to any of the golfers that have gone over there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. What does it look like 2 years from now? We have no idea.
Yeah, and I watched one. There were some things that like I understand it's like cool, but also like
scoreboard's weird.
Scoreboard's weird. Don't know who's golfing. No DeChambeau, but like Also, like the music, hard to take some shit serious with, like, you know what I mean? So, like,
yeah, it's just there's too much on the screen.
there's a lot going on.
lot.
And then you got a guy with an 8-foot putt that's worth who knows how much, and he missed, and it's like the beat just dropped on a flow rod at T-Pain song.
People are going crazy.
It's like, it's a tough, I understand golf fun, and we're trying to innovate and evolve, but some of it that I've watched has been hard to be like, take serious. Like, oh, this is a big time shot. Yeah, they got 6 holes left, it says. Everybody's on a different, it's interesting. I would like to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, right.
Being in there, what he thought, what he thinks.
Because a lot of the times, it doesn't feel like live golfers really do any interviews. And the last Bryson DeChambeau one I remember was when the PGA and Live Tour merged, and he went on CNN, and they asked him how he is going to, forgive the families of 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually the last
right.
time I remember seeing something about him in the news. That wasn't him winning that tournament this weekend.
You're drinking a Starbucks. They're profiting off of that, too. Did you just tweet about that? They
I think he had a White Claw in his hand. He was like having fun celebrating.
I'm just a golfer.
Saudi money is everywhere. They offered me
it's crazy.
$150 million.
$150 million guaranteed. So
you don't have to win.
So I do feel terrible that happened. I don't like it at all. But we're not the first people to take this money. And seemingly wealth distribution potentially happened here from a never-ending supply of money.
Shot a 79 last Friday. Missed the cut. So
this week I just bought a yacht.
Yeah.
Go ask Rory McIlroy if he can do that. He's better golf than me, everybody says. Go ask him.
They offered him way more than me.
I didn't mind the business decision then, by these people, and I respect it and appreciate it. And I think since the PGA ended up doing a deal with them too, like everybody's kind of had to slow their roll a bit. Yeah. But we don't love everything that's happened.
No.
In that particular, that doesn't mean we're supportive of things that have happened, but it's like athletes aren't the first people to take the money. Every single corporation has taken the money, and they get celebrated for it. Like, oh, look at another round of investments and funding, and the company's valued at $2.4 billion, and they sold 6%, and this is good for the company. Look at this, all this there. Who'd they sell to? Well, it's just, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a good
keep
thing.
The shareholders healthy.
This is America.
Keep the shareholders, whoever owns the stock and the shareholders, they're happy. That's all you got to do to keep growing. It's impossible.
It's good. Let's write an article. Let's give them awards. Good business.
Yeah, we're looking.
And athletes want to do the same thing. You scumbag.
Can't do it.
I just didn't fully understand it at the time. I'm too dumb, I guess, too, because I know that's taking place. But I have never said to the athletes who decided to change the trajectory of their entire family tree, said anything about it. Don't know if it's, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to hear where they're at now, because it feels like a much different time than what it was. Bryson DeChambeau will join us on the other side of this break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Hey, what things are going good,
Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. It's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able to. What sign am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. 19. You're heading right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do that. It's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go!
A lot higher than I thought. You look like Ric Flair.
That was a sellout, by the way. That was beautiful.
Do we have any other shirts? Yeah, hold on.
You need to go get changed before you get sick.
Great work, Russia. I'm actually not that cold. Hey, I went for it. My chest hurts. It was like 5 feet. I was standing there. That's full commitment, by the way. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell through. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Ned. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, this kid.
8.5.
If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
It stinks.
What's on your mind, pal?
What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen. I'm taking her on
And
the
also, fuck Boston College.
I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good, too, by the way. He's making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up. He was hyping us up, and then boom, a little...
Was this Aristotle's brother?
A little misdirection from Aristotle's brother, Owen, at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
So active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Body slamming Sami Zayn. Wee-Man used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
Did you have the, is that like that? Or,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, full on. Hey, that's scary. Don't you think you're going to die out there? Isn't there some moments where you're like, if I die, I die. I guess you have said that. But you think you're never...
Cousins from the pocket, floating one, and right underneath is Justin Jefferson on the move and all the way down inside the 15.
Kirk Cousins takes a huge hit by Payne,
You say you're never going to breathe again, right? And there's some of that thought out there. Were you having that on the field or no?
You do have that thought for a second that you're in a dark place and you'd like to get out of it. I remember whoever hit me, Payne or whoever hit me pretty good, and I'm kind of, I don't know what I sounded like, but I must have been like, because as he walked by me, as he got up, he goes, "You'll be fine, you'll be fine." So I must have been moaning or something.
But what is it about Tom that last night everybody on earth watching was like, he's going to fucking score here. This game's over for the Saints. Sorry about it, even though there's little to no time left.
He's the clutchest performer of all time. I mean, I think that's neither here nor there. He prepares so well throughout the week.
More clutch than Adam Vinatieri?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think you have to put him there,
He's
right?
had so many more moments.
So many more moments, right?
Like Vinny
and answered every time.
Yeah, he's had, not every time. I guess that one time.
And against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's so hard because Vinny's answered every time.
Vinatieri's clutchness comes from his competitive juices. Like, Vinatieri is so competitive, so competitive. He does not want to lose. And I don't think people fully comprehend, like, the people up there, the Jordans, you already saw his whole Last Dance, the Peyton Mannings, the Wayne Gretzky's, Serena Williams's. Kobe, yes. The Mamba mentality. It's described as the Mamba mentality. What that is just being more competitive than fucking everybody else. I think it all revolves around the competitive juices. Is that what you think it is with Tom or no?
I think it's a little bit of that, but also same thing, going back to Kobe, right? Like whenever if you guys saw that Redeem Team or whatever on Netflix, and they're all going out and having a good time at the club or whatever, and he's shooting shots at like 6 a.m. and they pass him coming in the night before. That is Tom. That is Tom. Like they are so prepared. They care so much. They want to work on every little detail that when it comes to the game, when it comes to those situations, they have no excuse because execution is the only thing that matters. They have all the answers to the test.
I went to one wrestling practice. I was like, holy shit, I gotta gain weight. I can't do this.
Because you had to. So
my dad took me aside in 8th grade and was like, you're kind of skinny, but you're super slow, Ted. And you need to put on weight. I actually gained 100 pounds in 1 year.
Damn. What'd you do?
I drank a gallon of milk before school every day for a whole year.
What?
It's verified. You can verify it. It's every day. Every single day.
Is that good for you?
I know it's horrible. My body rejects milk.
What year was it? What year was it?
Freshman to sophomore year of high school.
Did you grow as well? Or did that?
Yeah, I grew like 4 inches and gained 100 pounds. It's unbelievable.
Because the milk every single morning?
Probably hit at puberty too.
You ever switch it up between white and chocolate or?
No, 2%.
2%. Give me the whole. Give me the thick stuff.
Maybe on a day I was feeling weak, skim, but
still a gallon.
Probably still play safety, but we did see something today.
Yeah, I don't know if he could still play safety just because, I happened to catch a pass against him.
What?
You did?
Whoa,
it was not a moss.
I did. I had to reach over him a little and snag it out of his hand.
Do we have a video? You just caught a ball on Adam Pac-Man Jones. How do you feel, Connor?
Pretty good. Looking back on it now, probably should have been the 6th overall pick in the 2006 NFL draft, but that was him, and I caught a pass on him, so I'm shaking. I mean, I can't believe that just happened.
Pac, a man who has obviously never really played a sport competitively past high school, just caught a ball on you. Your thoughts?
Fake moss.
Now that it's 1-1, we'll stop it.
Somebody got to win.
What are you going to do to change and make Tua better? Have you gotten into that? This is very early in the whole process, and you're shaking hands, kissing babies right now, and you're a 0-win head coach that everybody loves.
0 wins.
0 win, but what are you thinking about that for Tua? How do you make him better?
We're going to start with scoring more points than the opponent.
Wow!
Holy shit. Oh, no. You are changing the game.
Changing the game.
Yeah.
Through math.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think I was just so fortunate in my career to be around the process of how I look at things with the empowerment of the right teachers that I look backwards, forwards, okay? What things do I see that are really awesome about his game on tape, even though we're at...
He's accurate as heck.
Boom! That's what I was just about to say.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just... you were leading me. That's how, you should do this, maybe.
Dude,
think about it in the future.
Dude.
But he's so accurate.
Or we should just spend the time finishing each other's...
sentences.
Oh, okay.
Hey, have we known each other for...
our whole lives?
Oh, my God.
You tell...
Me?
Wow.
This is weird.
Dude.
Whoa,
Seems
what
like
a-
you guys just became.
Dude.
Wow, this is fucking weird, AJ.
Bro.
Hey, this is.
Did we swap skins?
Wow, we learned a lot about yours, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy that didn't even stop after just deboing your head coach, well, let's get him the fuck out of the building. I mean, unless he just hates McVay, which we need to maybe look into a little bit more. I'm sure he wouldn't not know that that happened. Maybe he was trying to get as far away from it as possible. But whenever he didn't stop, I thought to myself, whoa, are the Rams?
What the hell's going on
What's
here?
going on with the Rams?
Oh, they're dead.
That's a head coach who just got blown up and nobody even stopped to see if he was okay, aside from a couple coaches. The guy that hit him just keeps on fucking jogging on the field, not even a, oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Not even one of those
He
guys.
couldn't have known. He couldn't have known it was a head coach.
If that happens on the field, they're pulling Sean into the blue tent. Hey, are you sure you're okay? I mean, you didn't fall, you didn't drop the ball. You just got hit right on the button that we're talking about. Sean McVay eats it, spits it out, puts the headset back on. Thought his commentating career was in jeopardy.
Sure.
He's allegedly been offered $15 to $20 million to go into the booth, which I think we're going to see a lot sooner than later with how this whole Rams thing is going. Bounces back, calls the rest of the game. Now they lose. They are not good, but he's a tough son of a bitch. I think we all need to start recognizing that a little bit more about McVay.
Can you imagine how fucking sore he is today? He's eating out of a straw for the next week.
What?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Hard Knocks Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts right now. Football is happening. Hard Knocks is tonight. That's AJ Hawk. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor and Connor's Mullet. At Ty Schmidt. He's wearing a very cool Adam Thielen golf hat.
Hell yeah, this hat is very comfortable.
You look
too.
so cool.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You see that rope hat he's got on? It looks so cool.
That's small rope. You see, it's a small rope because I'm not a rope hat guy.
No, you are, I think.
Yeah, now you are.
I think you are a rope hat
Look
guy.
good on
you
you,
look
man.
good.
Small rope
One
hat.
half of the Hammer
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. 14-year NFL vet Adam Pac-Man Jones is here. And joining us now, a man who's been waiting for a long time on the Zoom call, and we appreciate his patience. We do apologize that the bladders were active during this past break, and conversations were certainly flowing. Joining us now is a man who's won a major before.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
He's won a U.S. amateur before.
What?
Whoa.
He's won college before.
What?
Jeez.
This past weekend, Andy Greenbrier in beautiful West Virginia shot a 58 on Sunday to win a live event, and I assume he just got broken off big time. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who was once 140 pounds, then 270 pounds,
What?
driving the ball 390 yards,
What?
then 330 yards,
What?
Bryson DeChambeau. What's up, dude?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Hey, sorry for making you wait. I do apologize. Literally, as you sat down on the
I'm
thing,
about ready to walk.
you got to do what you got to do. Hey, we would have understood completely with it all. I actually thought about that as I was coming out of the John. I'm like, oh shit, DeChambeau, we got to go. We appreciate you for waiting, and congrats on the big win. That's Greenbrier. All right, let's dive into this. You're the first golfer we've talked to since the entire development of Live, okay? And we saw a couple of your press conferences. We don't need to ask you those questions, but we certainly want to talk about it all. Now, when you decided to join Live alongside many other legends and start this new league, and now obviously the PGA and Live have merged to become one entity, what does that mean? None of us know, but we'll certainly find out. Feels like the PGA just got a shit ton of money from Saudi Arabia, which, was kind of the conversation at the beginning of the whole thing, but neither here nor there. What you thought Live was going to be versus what it has been. What were your expectations? What are your thoughts now? What do you think it looks like next year? Just like, how has the Live experience been versus what you thought it was going to be whenever you signed up for it at the beginning?
Well, I mean, look, owning a team is huge from my perspective. And I think there's a lot of untapped potential that honestly just wasn't there before Live. And look, nothing against the PGA Tour, nothing against anyone. It's just, it was a financial decision first off, and then the other part of it was I got to own a part of a team. Like, when do you ever get, as a person, get to own a part of a team? It's not very often, so that was a big thing. I think it's honestly exceeded a lot of my expectations. I didn't know the tournaments were going to be run this well, and they've done a great job with it. Every single week we're out there, it feels like a very, very difficult golf tournament. Last week, though, was a little different. 4 shots away from 54 million. That's what I was kind of thinking about. I don't know. It just crossed my mind.
Is that real?
That's real.
Oh my! Did you have like the Justin Thomas chip out? I don't think I saw every single. Do you have like 4 rim jobs that potentially had you at 54 million? Or was
Okay. So number 8 I bogeyed. Number 11 I lipped out. Number 13 I missed it by like 4 inches.
Oh.
And 14 I left it short in the heart. So there were definitely 4 shots where I could have shot 54. That would have been sick.
Hey, that's golf though. I mean, literally, I shot 104 at
can't get 'em
Tahoe.
all.
I shot 104 at Tahoe, and there was like 20 chips I couldn't have duffed.
Should have shot 75.
Yeah, there was a lot that I could have gone. You're a little bit different. 58's a hell of a round. You'll get 54. We know you'll get 54.
One day.
And last question for me before AJ has one. You talked about the golf being fun and everything like that. I watch it on CW, and with the music blaring and like the shotgun start, and as little as this sounds, and I'm sure it's great for you guys, but like the shorts, sometimes I don't know if it's a big shot or not for the person, if that makes complete sense. Like there was a 7-footer I think somebody was trying to roll in, and I do believe Wow 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 from T-Pain was playing maybe on the green. I don't know if it was off the green or on the green, and it was like a miss. And then as I was watching, I'm like, kind of feels like it's an exhibition, but there's obviously a lot. Is that something that trickles in while you're playing, or do you think that changes it? Are you focused as if it is like major every single time, and how are you able to do that?
So the music actually drowns out a lot of the crowd, so it allows us to focus a lot better. Sometimes when it's dead quiet and then something goes off, it distracts us. A lot of times now, because the music's going and people are talking and it's hustle bustle, you actually feel a lot more comfortable. It's kind of like Waste Management 16. I don't know if you've been there, but that's great. That's a lot more than what's out here. But it's a little bit like that, where it just drowns out the crowd, where we're able to just go up and focus and hit shots. So to be honest, it's a huge benefit for a guy like me or Dustin or Brooks or whatever. I mean, I grew up playing music all the time during golf rounds, and I think that as people have gotten more comfortable with it over time, everybody loves it. Everybody thinks that, oh my gosh, it's going to distract you. No, if anything, it helps us like lock in and focus.
And when a banger comes on, it's hard not to start vibing a little bit. You're out there dancing. Go ahead,
Get a little antsy,
Yeah, I love that. Hit the ball 390 instead of 370. Go ahead, AJ.
that's I got Here Comes the Boom is my song, so I try and blast it off,
You make a request, the motherfuckers at the T-ball.
Oh, sweet.
Need Here Comes the Boom, please. It's my walkout song. Need it played as soon as I come out of this porta-john over here. I'm going to take a piss, and then when I'm walking out, I need that thing. Go ahead, AJ.
Bryson, the clip that's everywhere now, I'm sure people have asked you about it. Did you take all of Phil's money in that practice round when he was talking to you about the bet you guys were doing? And I can't imagine how many bets he has going on every single round he plays, but that was a very interesting clip to watch.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It's on my YouTube channel.
Shut up.
We got a match between myself and Phil, and he actually took some money off me that day, but it gave me a little bit of passion to go and kick his ass.
Love that.
During the week.
Oh, so my question is, when he says 1G for 9, that's 100.
Yeah.
That's $100,000 actually, not just $1,000. You guys are speaking in code.
It's $1 million, so I only made 3 last week.
Okay. We thought so, because we had heard about the deals you guys were getting, and the grands felt like a scratch off. Like what are we? A grand? Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? It makes sense. So it's actually what is that? 100,000x.
Yeah. One is a 1,000.
It's 100,000x.
You got that, Matt.
And you can press for $500K, not $1 million, though. It sounds like.
Yes, only half, not a full mil. All right. Phil's like, you're not taking my plane from me today. All right, we're doing this. So I am a pretty
That's
good
fuel money.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I'm a pretty good mathematist because my profession that I used to do involved yardages, right? Like quick math, here we go. Ball's at this, need the ball to be fair caught at this yard line. That is as I'm jogging on the field. This is what a successful operation is, trying to do it quickly, okay? Some of the places it's hard to find the exact yard line that it's on around the stadium.
I didn't know you thought that much.
Yeah. Well, thank you. A lot of people don't think I have a brain. I did. I did think. But, like, your golf is that. Are you still that way? Have you changed the way? Because I think whenever you came in to be this super Bryson DeChambeau bro, it was like this super nerd meathead who bombs the ball. But then when you're putting, it's like, we need like 64% times like 6-7%.
I'm a robot.
You still do that? Is it still the same way, or do you have to dial that back?
It's the same process. I just don't explain it as much, so everybody doesn't freak out.
Everybody was sick of hearing me talk about it. That's all, like, good self-awareness. No, are you still like that, though? Still the same thing? You're just going through?
Yeah, for sure. We have a process like how much wind's going to affect the shot, how much rough's going to, what percentage is going to, how much is the rough going to affect the ball, wetness, a bunch of that. But we just kind of already have it in the back of our minds, and we don't really talk about it too much because that's kind of some of the secrets to my sauce.
How far are you hitting the driver right now? Are you the same meathead that you were when you were eating 9 protein shakes a day or something?
Yeah, I think it's going to take probably like 3 drives to get to my drive, but other than that,
my drives?
Yeah, it's about 370. Yeah.
3 of my.
I'm kidding.
I like that your answer is talking shit. I genuinely like. Are you hitting like 370 still though?
So it was number 7 last week. I was 15-year-old, actually like 5 or 6 yards away from the front edge of the green. That was like a 380-yard hole. So I pumped that one, yeah. I did it about 340, 350 in the right conditions pretty consistently.
Yeah, with the right wind and the water and the dew on the
That's right, the water, you have the moisture, air density, you got it.
And how many gas cars are being sold versus how many electric cars are being sold? True. How warm is it? How hot, that whole.
It depends on if the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, Coriolis effect, all that.
Because I think you put me in the right hemisphere. That's been my problem. I've been playing golf this whole time in the wrong hemisphere.
Truly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to figure it out.
The swirls the other direction down south.
Hey, tell those live folks 200, 300 million. I mean, I'll come play in any hemisphere. Yeah. They absolutely need. Are you playing your best golf right now? You feel like you're all the way back? Obviously, 58 could have had a 54. Are we going to see you? Are we back?
I believe so. I mean, my hand feels great. 61, 58. Got a new driver in the bag. Feeling super comfortable. Putting well. Always putted pretty good. Wedging it well. I feel like I'm back.
Are you guys in mid-season, or what do you have going on right now with the live schedule?
We have 3 more events left, and then off-season for us.
Has it calmed down with all the heat since the beginning and like PGA signing the merger? Does that make a lot of weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, it's been crazy, man. There was so much controversy at the beginning, and I really wish people would have just asked questions rather than, made judgments on their own. And so many people didn't ask questions about like why, what's going on, why is this happening, how is it happening? Instead, they just made judgments on all of us. And it's like, dude, ask us questions. We're here to answer for you. I may not have all of them, all the answers for you guys, but damn, it sucks that people made assumptions without asking questions at the beginning. A lot's changing now. You can see a lot of players look like they were in the right, and a lot of people are trying to put out fires on the other side.
Yeah, speaking of fires trying to be put out right now, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Bryson, so all the news about the merger came out, and there was a bunch of rumors and stuff like that. Have you guys actually heard anything concrete about what the merger is going to look like between you guys and the PGA Tour?
0.
No way. Everybody's saying that, but that feels like bullshit. How does everybody have no idea?
Well, it's because there's about 4 or 5 people making probably all the decisions, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, I trust the guy that's up there. He has our best interest at heart. I mean, when I met Yasser HE 3-4 years ago, I mean, he always had this vision for golf. He'd always cared about golf and like, look, this game needs to move in a more positive direction. Love Tiger, love everything he's done for the sport, but it's not going to last forever. We need something to jolt and jumpstart this sport. And he had an idea with Performance 54, and ultimately he provided the capital behind it. And all of us players saw the vision. We all got equity in the team. Us principal players got equity in the team. We built our teams out, and we moved forward from there. And, you know, a lot of us were tired of the other side. A lot of us were frustrated. Look, I have no problem with them. I would love to play in tour events if they allowed me back. But a lot of it was just frustrating. There were numerous times where we would talk about, hey, this is what we want done. It's supposed to be a player-run organization. None of it's getting done. Why can't this change? Why is this not changing? And certainly, Live provided us a better opportunity, and that's ultimately why a lot of us went over.
Yeah,
Besides,
Ron,
I mean, obviously, people are going to talk about the money. That's no doubt.
Certainly good.
We wanted an opportunity.
Yeah, certainly good. John Rahm just talked about not having porta-johns on every hole. Like, he's been asking for that for years. Like, John Rahm's like, can we just piss maybe? Like, you know, that would be
He needs to get equity or royalties off of every porta-john sold.
Yeah, no doubt. He should get a sponsorship. There's some big money in the dumpster and porta-john business for sure. But like, I think during the merger is when idiots like me, I watch every single weekend. I you know, because especially now I got a baby, so I'm watching a lot of. My wife gave birth to the baby,
sure,
obviously, but
you got one.
Baby is certainly there. Like I watch golf. I didn't know nearly enough about it though, about like the no guaranteed contracts, having to pay out of your pocket. If you have a bad week, you're losing money to go participate in these particular tournaments. Like we were learning all those things. Like kind of in real time as was all being announced.
Right.
And it was like, oh my, they had a lot of things that could potentially be attacked. Like, hey, these are a lot of flaws in the year 2020, 2021 with how much money you're making that you should not have. And it felt like, okay, they took advantage of that. But it sounds like there was also a vision alongside of that you all really fell in love with. What is the vision? How long do you think is being projected for like until team golf and other things that Liv has brought in are more so the focus of golf as opposed to just like the also golf, if that makes sense?
Look, I think the individual titles will always be there, but adding another layer of team golf, I think needs to be there. It has to be there for fans to interact from a fantasy perspective, gambling perspective, whatever that is. I think it's crucial for the game of golf to grow. I don't know what else to say other than the vision that was given to us was incredibly interesting to own a part of a team and to be able to have control over a team and to have a voice. I mean, that was our biggest problem. Whether it was, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but for me, I really never had a voice. And it was frustrating that my caddy's stuff wasn't getting taken care of. I had to take care of everything on that end. You know, hotels weren't taken care of. It just little things that continue to add up over the course of time that just ultimately led to a decision moving over here. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, and you're seeing hundreds of millions of dollars in deals being signed too. And it's like, you're nickel and diming me for no reason right now. Like, this doesn't have to happen.
I'm looking over at Patrick Mahomes getting a crazy, and albeit he deserves all of that. I'm not saying anything else, but relative to us, we were not getting paid close to 50% of revenue, not even close. And they can tell you that all day long, but I know the numbers. I know the facts on that end that it was nowhere near 50% revenue share at all.
Well, and we wouldn't want you to start talking about those numbers because people got sick of hearing you talk about math anyways. But it is, yeah. Go ahead, AJ.
Just like you.
Yeah, bingo.
No, I'm kidding.
It's true. Everything you just said was right. Go ahead, AJ.
Bryson, it feels like from the outside looking in that Live is more of like a collaborative environment for you guys as players. Are you guys in constant communication? Do you guys kind of, I guess, set the tone for what the tour looks like and obviously make adjustments as you go?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this vision is going to be a 30, 40-year vision where the franchises are going to be just as important as the individual titles in some capacity. This is not like a, splash in the pan sort of thing. I know from the PIF that they want to make this very profitable enterprise, one that works for both sides. This is not a destructive league. This is a collaborative league, and we've wanted to be that way from day one. It's just unfortunate that the other side wasn't willing to talk initially.
What are some changes that the players have made since the start of Live that you think that you can point to and be like, feels like they're at least listening to some of the shit that we're saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Whether it's shorts or shotgun starts or Bushnells or taking care of caddies' travel needs.
You guys are flying on that.
The way that the teams are paid out, the structure of how it will continue to be paid out over the course of time based on guaranteed contracts. So, like, I'll pay to have a player. I'll pay out the contract through that and have bonus structure at the end of the year based on how many tournaments he wins and all that. It's a little different out here. And we're still working on all those details because, again, this is only just a year old. but it's getting to that place where it's going to be more like a soccer league where you get bonus structures based on how well you perform in NFL and all that.
A 30 to 40 year vision makes sense because everybody's talking about they don't care about making money. They're just trying to ruin golf.
Yep.
Right? That was the thing. They don't care about making money. Well, that's the thing though, Bryson, because any business nowadays, especially with these VCs who don't have the PIF money, and I don't think anybody does. They're trying to though. These VCs, when they invest in a company, they'll dump billions of dollars. If they think there's going to be more billions coming back 20 years, 30 years from now, they have that money. And they're like, yeah, we will dump. And then if it's going to come back at some point, like that's the difference between those who are hilariously wealthy versus those who, are just trying to get rich in this entire thing. They view it 50 years, 30 years down the road. And that seems like that's what you got. We never heard that. I don't think that has been, the length of this thing has never been talked about. It's always been like they're just trying to come in, shake it up, and then we haven't really heard anything.
They're playing 3D chess.
That's pretty sick because we're in the third dimension too.
That's right. Yeah.
If they were playing 4D chess,
man,
look
out!
Oh my God, they're on ayahuasca. Yeah. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Bryson. Actually, one of the things that's been going on, and I believe John Rahm also mentioned this too, was the Ryder Cup. Has there been any sort of update on that? And is that something that all golfers are on the same page? Because even Rahm said, like, hey, look. Everybody should be able to play, whether they're in LIV or in the PGA. And have you heard anything about possibly playing?
I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it. I'd love for you guys to keep talking about it because I'd love to represent my country, and as well as Taylor Gooch, who's won 3 times this year, or you got Brooks Koepka, who won a major, and DJ, who's always incredible on the Ryder Cups. I think we all deserve an opportunity to be talked about for the Ryder Cup because it's not about PGA or LIV. This is about your country.
America.
I mean, you got to realize the Ryder Cup is country. Come on, for country.
America.
So John Rahm's right. He's been neutral in this whole process, and I love John and the way he speaks about this whole thing is beautiful. He is an eloquent speaker relative to the whole situation, and I can't thank him enough, to be honest, for his neutral opinion on it.
Yeah, he's on the different Ryder Cup side, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But also, we do appreciate him. We do appreciate everything. He's great for golf. I absolutely love him. Another thing that was great for golf for a while, and you just complimented him. Yeah, you and Brooks, you guys had some moments on the internet where you didn't necessarily love each other, and we respect it. We appreciate it because in our sport, that type of stuff happens. Whenever there's competitive juices, there's a chance that things like golf, seemingly, no matter what, great work, great job. You just beat me for $2.5 million. You did so good.
Congrats.
I don't understand how it always happens, but golf has a great amount of class, and etiquette and everything like that. So you
sometimes.
Well, that's what you and Brooks, I think, were trying to showcase there. Okay. But what made you guys kind of become friends and get past it? And was there a moment pre-LIV that maybe set up for you guys to be friends, or was it when you got to LIV, a bunker mentality kind of brought you guys together?
Yeah, I think the Ryder Cup, we kind of squashed a lot of what was going on. We realized we were going to play for our country and not for our own personal advantage and whatnot. The PIP stuff helped. We definitely thought that there was a playoff of that. But there was beef back in the day, and I think as time's gone on, as we've gotten older, especially going to LIV, we realized that we're all in this together, and we got to figure out a way to make it make sense for everyone. And I think we all held the same belief on both sides of the coin when it came to the franchise model, how the structures are set up, what needs to be done in order to make this a growing the game potential that we think it could be. Just on numerous subjects, we just kept hitting the line, and we're like, well, we believe the same thing. All right, cool. And so over the course of time, it's just become more of an understanding that we're on the same page and we respect each other in that regard.
Hell yeah. Hey, good for you.
Let's go.
There's a couple of majors there in a row where it was LIV guys competing against PGA guys. And it was like, man, it really does feel like the LIV team is like because we see the videos of you guys on those 757s at bars. I see Patty Perez having the time of his life. Dustin Johnson doing his thing. It's like,
he's the man.
Yeah, great hair. Love everything about him. The way he's spoken about his trip to LIV has been hilarious, too. Like, fuck you guys. How about that?
Yeah.
I haven't been home for 40 years straight. Okay, now they're offering to pay me more money, and I'm able to go home every once in a while. Why don't you get off my ass? I love
There's no choice. There was no choice from it. It was obvious.
Yeah, I think so, too. Just some of those full swings I was watching. Brooks was one of them. Also, Cuzzy from Hilarious dude. He once chipped a ball through his Ferrari.
Ah, shoot.
Oh, Ian Poulter.
Poulter. There it is.
Poulter. You watch those full swing things, and it's immediately like, yeah, definitely take $100 million guaranteed right now.
No question.
If you had to do it. But also, I think for Liv, like, Poulter's a good person to get in there.
Yeah.
Great personality. Feels like there was like proper recruiting on who to bring in there for that first round. I'm excited to see if is there going to be more, you think, with the PGA merger? Or what do you think about that?
I'm sure there will be. I can't speak much on that.
Ooh.
Oh, we're holding things back.
Hey.
Oh.
You get a fee, Bryson. Do you get a fee if you bring anybody over?
Founders.
No, yeah, finder's fee. No. There's nothing like that right now. At least that I
Could
know.
be.
I don't know about that.
So what would this be? This would be
Could be,
you
yeah,
signing
great
people.
point.
This would be you
idea.
signing people to your team, or this would be somebody getting a new team.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, so I could sign people to my team if I wanted. So like at the end of this year, if somebody doesn't play well and they're outside the top 24, I can easily go pick someone.
Do people get kicked off the list?
Damn. Oh yeah, so there's relegation. The bottom four finishers in the individual title during the year just get relegated back to the what is the Invitational Series? The International Series. That's right.
Yeah, you don't even know. We don't know. They're basically never playing golf.
No. Well, hey, look, I'm a captain, so.
That's right. And a founder and an owner. Yeah, learn the system. Learn the system, Bryson. So they do get.
I always get the mix to see the International Series.
So there is movement there. Okay, at least we know that there's going to be change. And he's saying
there could be trades too.
And then there's 20. So there's 20 guys that could easily be moved, or someone else could pick them, or trades, or draft, whatever. There's a lot of movement that could happen, just like the NFL draft can happen. That's what we're trying to eventually set up and make happen for golf as well.
So there's PGA guys coming over to live.
Yeah.
Is what this guy just horribly said without saying.
Maybe. Never know.
You do, though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything, guys. Don't put me in the corner.
Come on, Bryson. This show stinks. I mean, this is nobody's watching. Nobody is watching.
He said he's got answers.
Nobody will see this. If you say it, it's like a tree falling in the woods.
Won't even be news.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, look, I'm going to dangle that carrot in front of you guys and just let you play for it.
Oh, it's good TV. It's good teaser.
McElroy's going.
Last question. Wow.
Wow.
Got Rory to go over.
Rory.
What?
Oh, my God. Actually, they're going to have Rory, Jordan Spieth,
What?
Ricky Fowler, and
Another one.
Might as well throw in Tiger, because Tiger's
probably
going
Justin
too.
Thomas, who heartbreaker.
Man.
Heartbreaker. Justin Thomas, another guy. No guaranteed money all season. Yeah. Right?
Bring him in.
Hell of a player. Now,
Billy Horschel's another one.
Who?
Oh, yeah.
Billy Horschel.
Well, we love those.
Who's got the carrot
You know that?
now?
How many people are on your teams?
There's 4.
Oh, so like
12 teams of 4.
any of those 4
know that.
just becoming the PGA team in Live
Yeah.
would be must watch.
Well, there may be 2 more teams being added. We don't know. We're still
Whoa.
Okay.
Expansion.
Okay, we're starting to get more and more here. Let's keep
Yeah.
going. Nobody's watching, remember. Nobody's going to hear anything about this. All right, nobody's going to know 8 more players, it seems. Okay. That's what it sounds like. I love hearing it. Last question here, DeChambeau. Golf addict, Pac-Man Jones.
What's up, D? I had a chance to go to Waste Management. I think the atmosphere was way better than the PGA atmosphere. I think it was more involving the kids, the parents, the younger age, the older age. My question to me is like playing in Dallas and playing in Jacksonville. Do you feel that it's more people at the live events from when you played in the PGA?
It depends. I mean, I would say in Adelaide, there was humongous crowds.
Yeah.
Bart Kreischer.
What was it, 80,000
Drinking.
total? It's insane. Yeah, we're all having fun. They're all enjoying their time, throwing stuff around, bantering with us, by the way. The crowd banters with us quite a bit. So we throw stuff back at them quite a bit, too. It's a lot of fun out here. You should go check it out. It's a sweet environment. I will say, too, that we're working on
Go ahead.
home locations. You know how you got your home game advantage, home game advantage, right?
Oh.
It's the same sort of thing, home field advantage, we're all working on. That's a part of the plan in the future, is to start building golf courses in areas where our teams are located.
Which course would be your home course?
It'd be in Dallas. I'm not going to say anything, though.
This guy.
Come on.
Jeez
One time.
Louise. Unbelievable. We appreciate you.
Good thing.
Hey, do you have a tournament this weekend?
Yeah, Bedminster. 2023 right here.
I didn't know what that word meant. To be honest, I saw it above your head. I had no clue what that was. Like, is that a bed? Is that a bed?
Bed company?
Is that a type of mattress?
Yeah, it's a mattress sales company, exactly.
What is Bedminster? Where are we? Is that over? That feels like England.
That's New Jersey.
Oh, okay. England. New Jersey. New Jersey. Not Old Jersey. New Jersey. Got it.
No, New Jersey.
You're in Bedminster, New Jersey this weekend? Is that where we're? That's.
Yeah.
No, England.
That's where the tournament is.
Dude, that sounds like
check
an
us out
England.
at CW on Friday.
It does.
All right, CW. You like CW coverage?
They're awesome. I mean, they're a great partner. They are growing. The sports division is getting bigger. I think that it was ACC they took over, right? So they're moving.
They did.
And they also have. I'm not announcing anything. I don't know what has been announced or what hasn't been announced. That's not dang a little carrot.
You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Dangling my carrot.
Yeah. Not telling you, asshole.
No
How about
way.
that? We appreciate you. Good luck in New Jersey. Thank you for everything you bring to golf, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryson DeChambeau. All right, so 8 players, sounds like, right?
Yeah.
2 more teams?
2 new teams.
Man, who's coming over? Who is it?
That PGA team would be awesome. If they all wore pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They should.
Did the full thing.
Tucked in.
Oh, my God. That would be awesome. It's like the NWO coming in.
Yeah.
That would be spectacular. And I think Justin Thomas, has a little axe to grind with some golfing going on.
Right.
That's how he's playing. They got 3 more tournaments here. 3 more, he said. Bedminster. That sounds like an English town.
Yeah, 100%. Like Westminster.
Bingo.
That's what it is, right?
And Northminster.
Yeah. And Southminster.
And then Bedminster.
Sleepminster.
Oh, that's a Connors guy.
That's a
golf course.
smelly town in Jersey. Is that what you're saying?
No,
It's a Trump golf course, is what Zito just told me.
Oh,
There's
really?
been like 3 of those.
I think a lot of those on the live circuit. Yeah.
You guys go.
Yeah.
You guys,
More than one.
everybody's really mad about this? Sweet. How much you guys paying to rent the golf course?
Well, Jordan Poyer found out. Cost a little more to pay.
Didn't he? But he put it back on.
They
didn't
had
he?
to, yeah. They shut it down for a day because some of the sponsors pulled their stuff.
It's a wild time to be alive, dude.
Very, especially for those guys too.
Yeah, especially when PGA merges with them out of nowhere. They'd be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Victory lap. Are you kidding?
Not only victory lap, but we were getting
Yeah.
by the PGA. Head of the PGA is like, hope every swing they take, they can think about what they're doing.
All those families that died
in 9/11. Yeah, it's like, holy shit. That is all right. That's like neither side's coming back. Like Morgan Wallen has that song. Last night we let the liquor talk. You know what I mean? And it's funny that he has that song because what he did talk about when he was liquored up.
Yeah, exactly.
A few years ago.
Tough night for him.
He has somehow survived. But there's like some things I think like in any relationship that like get said and it's like, okay, well, not going to be able to come back from that one.
Wom scams and Siobhan during the last episode.
Bingo. Like, all right, you're kind of, we understand there's bantering happening, but then you crossed. All right, so now it's over forever.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Felt like that happened.
Yeah.
From the PGA side towards the live players. Like, you motherfuckers weren't even giving us a guarantee. What are we talking about? It's like a 1-way contract, not even a 2-way contract. We're not even, I'm the best. Okay.
And I got to pay to get here, hotel.
And then just what, a year later?
Yeah.
It's like, we thought about those families, and we've decided that if everybody else is going to take it, I guess we should too. And nobody knows anything about this, but we just signed for an undisclosed amount of billions of dollars. All right, see you later. And I'm sick. I'm out of here for the next 3 weeks.
Which is why it makes sense that Phil's been playing every event with his penis hanging out of his trousers, because he is just the king of. I mean, you go back, look at the tape. Phil's just been letting his dong hang out because he won. He's the champion.
Did the sitting gum?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I don't know if
Just
it was
meet out every time?
Yeah,
Every round?
Yep. Not practice rounds. I don't think it was in the Bryson video, but once they get there on Fridays, he unzips the pants.
They blur it on CW? They blur it?
No, I don't think so. I think they're allowed to show it.
Bro, it is hard. I didn't want to get into it because he said CW's amazing partners, and CW they're golf. Yes, golf is hard.
Not his dong.
Phil, yes. Yeah, he is.
Well, he might be.
Usually after the turn.
Tough to swing around that.
Yeah. Well,
especially for Phil. But like, whenever you think about him talking about the TV coverage, I don't think anybody's watching them.
No, they're not
at all.
But this is one of those things, just like what Liv is saying, like 30, 40 years, like CW is starting to really invest in sports. So I think this transition era of like One Tree Hill and these other shows, and then golf is happening. I think there's a time coming very soon where they're buying up rights to stuff where it's going to become a sports channel. So maybe it'll be a little bit more comfortable or in people's routine to go check it out to watch some of the golf. But like they're going to have to fix that score thing on the side. Some other stuff. I don't know who's golf.
What does the merger mean? I want to know what this merger means. Honestly, what does golf look like next year?
Nobody
2
knows.
years.
Nobody knows, dude.
I don't get it.
Clue.
Need a tracker too. Whenever they went over to Europe, they did that thing.
Have to.
I understand
Have
the
to.
prestige of the game and it's beautiful and everything like that. And congrats to who won over there?
That was Brian Hartman, I believe.
Brian Hartman who won. It was great golf and everything like that. All we're seeing is swings and then land on. Need the tracker.
Need the tracker.
Can't watch an event without it.
We're at the stage now where we need the tracker. And like I think Liv has the tracker on a couple tee boxes and they have like a cool blue color.
They do.
Or like a pink color.
That's sweet.
But like those other shots need them.
Yeah.
Absolutely need them.
Oh, always.
Impossible to watch without it.
You have it on your cell phone has apps now that does a tracker, but I guess that's not live tracker. You have to run back. Like live tracker is probably a little tougher.
Yeah, but you can be
But maybe
what
it should be
45
there.
seconds to 2 minutes delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you're because they're just sending to shots. Like you can put that in post if you have to. But when we're at Tahoe, we see the thing. It's literally right underneath the camera.
Yeah.
There's this device. Did you see those? The top tracer thing?
Like the top tracer, TrackMan type thing, yeah.
Yeah, because I was very interested when I turned around and I saw it. It was right underneath the camera. It's like, oh, they just seemingly attach that to the camera, and that science, whatever the technology is, just works. It's like, need that on every camera, okay? Need to figure that whole thing out.
Well, even the thing Nick used last year for Tahoe to track your shots, just that mobile app on the phone, like that didn't work terribly. It wasn't as if they tracked
Yeah, it took like 4 minutes every shot. 'Cause
Yes.
you had to put where it landed, right?
Yeah.
That was
It
the hardest.
it also has to be like perfectly still to like
Perfect, yeah.
truly capture it. But you're right, they do have live tracking that obviously the PGA Tour uses. I know it's not cheap, but Liv has shown they have no reservations about spending money. So
How about the bottomless pit of cash?
And it keeps growing.
Yeah.
Every day.
Building that wall.
Like it's gonna
Build that
keep
wall
growing.
over there, too.
Sound pretty interesting.
Where,
What's
Mexico?
The 4 teams and adding other teams, adding her home field.
The home course one's smart.
Yeah, that's sick.
Tiger's coming over, I heard, maybe. He'll let him use a cart.
Well, if they're merging,
No, he just got put
No,
on.
he's
he
on
just
the
got put
board.
the board.
Yeah.
He's the first player or the.
Now that
Going to really break their heart
they
when he
now have
leaves.
majority players, I believe is what the.
What happens when Tiger, who did turn down allegedly $1 billion to go to live, is a part of a board decision that isn't necessarily the most positive? Are people going to turn on Tiger?
well, they have before.
Heavy is the head, pal.
Yeah,
you go
that's
sit
right.
in that. You sit in that boardroom, and some bad shit comes out. Everybody knows who's voting in there.
Yeah.
You know,
Tiger can take it. He went through that a couple tough years, and he made it out. Yeah.
tough years of what?
Tough years of when, to Ty's point about Phil, he was slinging his dong around.
Pork and Denny's waitresses.
Yeah, walking around, not caring what time of the month it was.
What does that mean?
He got a.
You know what I mean?
He got a 9-iron to the back of his SUV.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
People forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
Heard around the world.
That was some real stuff.
Great hit, too.
Yeah, it's real.
Got to be
swing.
security footage somewhere.
Allegedly, she kept that left arm straight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd been working with her on the range.
And then she even like a flop shot. I think she even had a little.
Yeah.
Well, she had softball in the blood. So
Let her
she
hands
knew
go.
how to turn the hands.
Yeah, because you see Charlie swing. You think that's just Tiger? I don't think so.
No.
You know what I mean?
Boom. Let the hands go.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Everything okay, AJ?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what year was that when that all happened?
Seems like 10 years ago. If I
does.
Oh,
Maybe
09?
even more.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
I think it was like 08, 09, maybe.
He's come back. Other things have happened. He's still standing. Good for him. Still a good golfer.
Yeah.
I assume he has like the LeBron James thing. Like, I would like to golf against Charlie at an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That would be very cool. And I assume he would do really good.
Probably win.
Yeah, whenever this happens, however old he is, however many more surgeries he has, when Charlie's in his first event and Tiger's playing in the same one, there's zero chance Tiger lets anybody in that tournament, including his kid, beat him. So that is a lock that I would like to set for. Please, Hammer.
Dahn.
Please.
Dahn.
Please.
Lock. Hit
Hammer.
hammer.
Please.
Hit it with some gumption.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm happy we bet that. What's that? 10, 15 years from now?
How about Junior?
Pac-Man Jr.?
No.
Dale?
John Daly Jr.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Lil
Where's he
John.
going to school?
You're talking about Lil John.
Lil John,
Out there in
yeah.
Arkansas. He's got some hands, that guy. He's got good hands.
He's going to be a stud as well.
Yeah.
That's the future of golf, right?
Lil John and Charlie?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 50 other people. We have no idea.
Akshay.
Yeah, Akshay.
Akshay. And
Congrats, Akshay.
Yeah.
Proud of you, Akshay.
Charlie also not the number one player in his class in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, somebody probably hit puberty a little bit before him.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably hits the ball just a little bit further. And like Blocky said, you hit the ball 30, 40 yards.
That's who we got to be. That's who we got to be looking out for. Is fucking Blocky.
Is he going to live?
If you remember, he said, "Shit, you should see the way my son hits a golf ball."
Did actually?
Yeah, he did. He said he hits it 50, 60 yards further than him.
So
he said, I've seen what golf is like 50, 60 yards ahead with my son. We play scrambles. I would be
nails.
What do you say? Better than Rory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than Rory.
But he does. In that clip, he didn't get to explain this, but he understands that having the capability to hit the ball that far might take away a little bit from your short stuff, too. You know, so he was just speculating that if it was a scramble, you know, if ball was dropped at this spot and we just couldn't change anything about my game, we'd be good. Because once you start driving the ball further, you know, muscles start getting a little tighter.
That's right.
Sure, yeah, a little
Things
more
start
sore.
getting a little bit different. You know what I mean? That's why DeChambeau being back's a big deal. We should probably bet on him.
Yeah.
He goes in spurts.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, he shot 61 on one day, 61-58. I don't know what his
Saturday.
third round was, but I mean, that's pretty good.
Third round was 58,
Yeah,
I believe.
58.
61 was Saturday.
And it was
But
Friday.
what was Friday then?
I'm not sure.
But I mean, to follow up a 61 with a 58, that's nuts.
Greenbrier's a nice course down there, too. Down in beautiful West
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
It is beautiful. Hey, a lot of people saying terrible things about this West Virginia football team.
Oh, no.
I was on a college football call.
People aren't saying anything about West Virginia, I thought.
Oh, swing, Hawker.
Wow.
Nice.
At least
I'm
they're
just
talking
saying,
about
under
it.
the radar. We're
Good
under the
burn.
radar.
Anchor.
Good
Whoa.
burn, brother.
I was on a college football call yesterday, and they did talk about the West Virginia Mountaineers. Thank you, AJ Hawk.
Are they going to? Is game day going to the Duquesne game?
They did not.
That'd be
All
sweet.
right.
You're being facetious now.
You need enough, okay? Just because West Virginia is becoming a recruiting powerhouse and Ohio State's getting a little bit worried.
I want West Virginia in the Big Ten. You know that.
Let's go. Let's go to the Big Ten.
You know,
I think they
AJ.
fit. I think
AJ, they
would
got to
work.
earn that first, okay?
Oh, Iowa, yeah, 131st offense in the fucking country.
And guess
Keep
how-
the offensive coordinator.
And guess how many times Iowa's been to the Big Ten championship in the last 5 years? Twice. Okay, West Virginia hasn't finished above fucking ninth in the Big 12 since
It's a tough conference.
since they got there. So
It's
I
the
don't want to
big-
hear it.
It's the Big 16.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this. Anyways, 20.5-point dogs against Penn State week 1.
Not bad.
This college football call I was on, they were saying rude things.
They were.
Hey, Pac, I want to let you know, nobody's saying anything good about this West Virginia football team. And you told me this one of the first times you came here. And my relationship with West Virginia is obviously it is what it is. I certainly did my part to get to this part. And I feel like there's potentially they did their part to get to where they are. But I am much more supportive of West Virginia because of what you told me one day where you were like, hey, if we don't pull for West Virginia, nobody will. He's like, nobody's pulling for West Virginia.
Great point.
And I was like, Pat, you're right, man. Like, you're right. Those kids that are in that team meeting room, now it's much nicer and we build it. You're welcome with success and everything.
Thank you.
And everything like that. And I say we, I was just a part of the team. I would nowhere near a part of it. But you are welcome for all the very fucking nice shit that you have because of the years of success that we were a part of. But you told me that and I kind of opened my eyes. There ain't nobody saying anything good about West Virginia at all outside of West Virginia.
No.
It is loud.
I know.
They're mocking us heavily. Yes. You think what AJ's doing right there? Pig, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
What he was doing is nothing compared to what happened yesterday. It was one person, and then all of a sudden, I didn't even know you could have 150 people on a Zoom call. Bang, boom, boom, pow, bang.
Laughing.
Somebody's got orange glasses on for Syracuse. Boom. I'm like, Syracuse?
What?
What are you? And then at the moment, though, better than West
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're looking
So,
up.
Pac, you're right. We're all we got, pal.
Yeah, we are, pal. It's going to be we'll see. Maybe a long season.
You said undefeated.
I think so.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly,
We're
without-
winning more
I think
than
it's
3
good.
games.
It's good. No, like the expectations, like so it's all positive.
I think
You
one
winning
of you
more than
guys said
3 games? Is that what you said?
You got a tough schedule.
I forget who
think-
it was. Somebody said 3.
Yeah, I would take the under of 2.5 for sure.
Oh, whoa.
Duquesne dub, Penn State dub, Pitt dub, welcome back, Texas Tech dub, TCU might be a problem, all right?
There might be a problem.
I get it. They lose 55
With
points
that
to Georgia.
freshman.
People forget that they're,
A good program.
that's a good program down there. Sonny Dykes runs a good program down there.
Duquesne's the only game you can look up here and be
Houston
like, yeah, what
dub.
going to win.
I think Houston and Cincy you get for
Yeah,
sure.
Cincy.
Houston are winning
Cincy,
Dana.
we're going to win.
Apparently, Houston's in a not a good spot right now either.
What happened?
They're just, there's not a lot of talent coming back. There's rumors Dana might be gone before that West Virginia game even happens.
Yeah. Their basketball coach got pulled over for a DUI, had to get let go.
That was.
We're talking about football, but I do appreciate you getting through the weeds on everything.
Well,
Thank you for keeping up with every D1.
Hey, if they hire him back, so what?
I think we get 3.
Huggy was a little boozed up driving around.
Still got the rifle. I thought you were talking about Houston.
No, I'm talking about West Virginia.
We don't need more West Virginia shots. We're talking about Houston right now.
No, I'm saying I will come to the defense of West Virginia if they reinstate Huggy. I mean, Boeheim killed a guy, and he's still coaching for Syracuse.
Allegedly, we don't know what all happened there. There's a lot of things that have happened around sports, but that Huggins situation needs to disappear in my eyes.
Well, he's
bring him
back.
back.
I was gonna say he's still he never resigned. He's still technically
That's
the head
Ford's
coach.
signature.
He's fighting tooth and nail.
He says he's gonna sue him.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
got his guy currently coaching, and then Bob Huggins is currently out sitting in the stands like, yeah, I'm gonna burn this place down.
Those are my boys.
Get me back on that sideline.
Yeah.
After. Coach, you had like 40 beers falling out of the car.
Oh, big deal. You can't prove I drank all of them that night.
Coach, it wasn't night. It was like a Friday afternoon.
Coach, it was like 2 weeks after what you did on the radio show. Oh,
I meant that too.
That was bad.
I didn't say anything.
Jeez.
Anyway, we need to get that all figured out.
Yep.
Okay? But West Virginia is climbing.
Yeah.
Mountaineers.
Trust it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing.
Along the climb, you lose some good soldiers. So eventually, someone's going to have to take Neil Brown and shoot him in the head. And then, And then once that happens, figuratively, not literally, and once that happens, and maybe, you get in a legacy, Blaine Stewart perhaps.
This is certainly the last opportunity for old Neil Brown.
Bring in John Gruden. Think John Gruden would take the gig?
I don't know if we need to be the school that necessarily does that whole thing.
Well, especially with the radio interviews, you can't really have him.
It's just crisis after crisis seemingly at West Virginia right now, but we're going to get on the other side of it. And our football
Tony
team
Gibson.
is going to win 10, 11
Shock
games.
the world.
10,
Shock
11
the world.
games.
Coach Gibby would be awesome.
The next decade.
Rich Rodriguez back in there would be awesome. I don't know how long he'd last in there, 2023.
Yeah.
No, he's back.
I don't know, bro. I know he's back. He's a good football coach. But there's a chance something's coming out of that mouth. That is certainly might be a little bit too much heat.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's another lawsuit coming.
Yep.
And there's another whole thing. It's just how do we get out of it? Who knows? I'm excited to watch, though.
We will see.
Garrett Green, GG, quarterback, dog. He's going to lead the boys 10, 11 wins this year.
Okay.
Running back.
Let's
go. Possible
Paid.
college football playoff.
Dog. They're not just paying money to nobody.
No.
Well, apparently we're paying a guy who ran a 4.2 last year or whatever. Didn't give him a goddamn.
Yeah, he didn't get them all money.
How'd we lose so many games with that guy on the field?
Had 10 catches.
I don't know how that happens. Who's that? Graham Harrell, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
What was that?
He's
What's
gone.
that all
Not
about?
anymore. He's out of there.
I know. He hit the casino, hit the table, and got the hell out of there.
Well, plus, apparently, Graham Harrell's Friday.
All right.
He's a man.
He certainly is. I learned some more stories about him.
Love that guy.
Absolutely love it. There's some stuff going on right now in Washington as we wrap up the show. Speaking of what we just spoke about with Rich Rodriguez, him just being a pretty intense human being and, trying to really exhaust all words to make sure you are the most motivated you could possibly be.
Right.
Allegedly, Ron Rivera over there at Washington Commanders said some players have come in and talked to him about Bieniemy's intensity and the things that he has said. Now, we have heard a lot of things about Bieniemy from Shady McCoy.
Yeah.
He's really the only person that we've heard speak about Eric Bieniemy. I will say, during quarterback, didn't see a lot of Patrick and Coach Bieniemy in quarterback figuring things out. A lot of the former Chicago coach Nagy motivating, telling him those things in his ear. A lot of Andy Reid coming over and talking. I think Bieniemy was in there like once or twice, maybe. Maybe. And the old conversation was Andy Reid's the one calling those plays. That's why Eric Bieniemy's not getting the job. Now, there's some other things that certainly came up in conversation, but the reason why Eric Bieniemy, who's been the offense coordinator for the Chiefs for so long, hasn't been able to get a head coaching job is because the entire NFL knows Andy Reid is the reason why that drink is as tasty as it is.
Yeah.
So when Eric Bieniemy has to go to the Commanders to kind of prove himself seemingly, that's what it feels like. We weren't necessarily thrilled for Bieniemy. We thought it was kind of bullshit that he has to go to another place, leave a winning organization, go to another place and prove himself that he can be a head coach. And then Shady says what he says about him. We all started like wondering, how's this going to go? The internet's saying Ron Rivera's already throwing Eric Bieniemy kind of under the bus.
Yeah, whoa.
And the players aren't necessarily in love with the way Bieniemy's doing things. If they have success, obviously all of this subsides. But what are your thoughts on early conversation and controversy about new coaches and buildings, more specifically Eric Bieniemy with the Washington Commanders?
Well, there was a tweet from Warren Sharp, I believe, kind of explaining what exactly happened and like how it's kind of it's unique situation, I guess. You bring this new OC, everyone knows Bieniemy, and the head coach, he didn't completely support Bieniemy. He said, why don't you go talk to him? Not like, hey, I'll talk to it, I'll figure it out together. And, I mean, everyone knows, like, Bieniemy is like a hard-driving guy that holds him accountable. Every guy I've ever talked to that's played on a team that he's coaching, they say, like, they love and respect him, and his guys absolutely have to play for him.
I'm reading this quote. The second one, really hilarious. The first one, have players had to adapt to Eric Bieniemy's intensity and have any struggled with it, Coach? Yeah, they have. And one of the biggest things is I had a number of guys come to me and I said, hey, just go talk to him. I said, I understand what he's trying to get across to you. I think as they go and they talk and they listen to him, it's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. Again, you're getting a kind of player from the players back in the past, especially in light of how things are coming out of college football. So a lot of these young guys, they do struggle with certain things, and a lot of it is from where they've been. I mean, guys coming from certain programs are used to it. Guys coming from other programs aren't as much. So us as a coach, I kind of have to assimilate and get a feel for everybody. Eric has an approach, and it's the way he does things, and it's not going to change because he believes in it. Jack Del Rio, dust up. It has his approach. Having been a head coach, I think Jack has a tendency to try to figure guys out a little bit more as opposed to, hey, this is it. This is the way it's going to be, that type of stuff. Wow. Eric hasn't had that experience yet. So that last two sentences is really what Ron Rivera's feelings were. And then, well, they came to you. It's just if they felt like Eric was riding him too hard, well, they were just a little concerned, he says.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious thing for Ron Rivera to say.
He doesn't hold a lot in.
I have a Ron Rivera just being like, yeah, you know the deal. We just got new ownership. That was a nightmare. I beat cancer. Yep. That was a nightmare.
It was tough. New name.
Last year had soft-ass coaches. This year.
Now I got to coach you.
Have you ever heard of that, Pack? Have you ever heard of that where someone goes to the head coach and says, my position coach is too hard on me?
I've never, ever in my whole career ever heard that. Like, the coaches had to have respect for us. Like, I respect you to coach me, but you ain't going to talk to me out of line because then I'm going to talk to you out of line. But as far as in between the lines, you got a job to do, and everybody's playing for a job. So that never bothered me. And Zim is one of the, like, I chased Zim all the way from the fucking 50-yard line all the way into the locker room one time because he called me a pussy. And I literally
what was that?
Banana.
What was that, pal?
But, like, once I got it off, it was cool. But, like, the way he talked to me about doing my job, I had no problem with.
Yeah, and he was saying compared to what you normally are, is what he probably had to explain to you.
Right now.
What my expectation is of you versus what you're doing right now. This is how I see it. Now, how he worded it, obviously not the most appeasing for the person on the receiving end of it all. But there's some old school guys that's just how they operate. And they have no empathy. This is our job. Do your job. This is how it goes. But what Ron Rivera said there at the end where it was like, yeah, Jack Del Rio seems like he kind of, tries to understand the humans a little bit. I don't think Eric has really.
He doesn't care.
It's his way or the highway.
That was an interesting. Ron was coaching Bieniemy a little bit in that response there. Like, hey, would be nice, if you, because I got a lot of guys coming here, but this is just Commanders football, baby.
It ain't like that.
This is just Commanders football.
It's not like that in NFL locker room. Like, I'm saying you got something to say back, but like. Can't go to a coach complaining about another coach.
The head coach is an interesting move. You got no fear of getting fired. That would have to be.
Normally, I see him.
That would have to be somebody real high up, right on the team.
I don't know. It could be young guys that just feel comfortable expressing themselves. I have kids tell me all the time, like at different practices and stuff, like, "Man, I'm glad that you feel comfortable enough to tell me that, but you shouldn't be telling your coaches stuff like that." Like just how. I don't know, just weird things that normally you would keep in, like, oh, I don't know, coach, I'm scared, or I don't want to hit, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to run a lap. I'm like, I get it. No one does, but you probably don't need to come complain to us every time we have to do anything.
Hey, because you know what we're going to do is we're going to try to look out for you, and we're probably just going to move you out of those positions. And before you have time to even get out of your fear, you're kind of in your own way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you being authentic and transparent, but also not everybody needs to think that they just have a job all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to go. Sometimes you just have to figure it out and grind through it.
Like going to the head ball coach.
Bold.
I don't like the way this
Hey, that coach you hired, he's really been giving me a tough time.
It's a fucking NFL training.
Are you making league minimum's like what, $800,000 now? Okay. All right.
How do you feel about Ron putting it out in the public?
Yeah, that's a whole. He was coaching Eric Bieniemy there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously, some of the players have told some of the media members that they have complained about Bieniemy. So Ron Rivera knew that it was getting out. Yeah. Ron Rivera probably knew that
because he mentioned Jack when he mentions the D coordinator, how he handles things. I think that's definitely shows you. Yeah, he's definitely coaching up Bieniemy.
Yeah, I think because whenever coaches talk to the media, they're talking through the media.
Yeah.
Now, every once in a while,
they better be. They should be.
Yeah, and every once in a while they'll give some bullshit answer, and it's like they're just talking to the media there. But then once they start giving answers, they're talking through the media to the players, to the locker room, to certain guys. You know, you'll hear some guys get targeted in press conferences, and it's like, yeah, that's them trying to say like, hey, you are in the middle of it, right? Like, there are eyes on you. Or try to motivate. Like, hey, I think this guy has done really well. They're trying to tell the media that they have faith in this person. The media has always been a weapon for coaches to get their message across. I don't remember coaches talking to other coaches through the media, though.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't remember that.
Does make
That's what this feels like to me. But, like we just mentioned, Commanders football.
That's
baby.
Commanders football.
Uh-huh.
Well, and he fined his defensive coordinator Jack a couple years ago, didn't he?
That was a little dust up.
Yeah,
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little dust up between Ron and Jack.
They settled it.
Football sports are so dumb.
The Bieniemy thing with the quarterback that you mentioned, I mean, after they won the Super Bowl last year, they all ran to Nagy. It wasn't like, hey, let's go find Bieniemy. Like, they actually showed Mahomes do it, but the entire shot is all the quarterbacks, some wide receivers, then you see Mahomes. They run right to Nagy. And that's
He's their QB coach, so they're in there with every day. I guess Bieniemy's the O coordinator, so he probably bops around each room. But yeah, I mean, it is telling, especially when they show the game footage where it's Pat and Nagy or Pat and Andy Reid pretty much all the time.
Fixing. Hey, what are we doing? We're seeing this. We're doing this. This is what we got going on. It kind of goes to everything that was being said.
Right.
About why he was. But now he still has a chance to prove himself.
Yeah. We shall see.
He's tough. So what? Boo-hoo. What if you win?
Deal with
And
it.
why none of this stuff would have ever got out in Kansas City, because if they would have went to, like Andy Reid or someone, they'd have been like, just fucking ignore him. Don't worry about it.
No.
He's not doing anything.
It's been out in
just
Kansas
ignore
City
him.
to hit.
What's that?
About him.
Oh, Shady.
Yeah.
Andy, who cares?
Yeah.
The guy is I'm calling a play.
Didn't do anything. Yeah, he's offensive coordinator. Okay.
You think that's what Andy Reid said?
Ignore him. Fucking ignore him.
I'm about sick of the time. We're wasting energy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I need to drop another play where we're all going in circles. How about Patrick Mahomes drawing up those plays?
I've seen everything but the last episode. Also, my whole family, from my wife to all my kids, have been watching quarterback. I walked in the other day and they're all watching it.
Dude, it's
They love
awesome. Learning about all the, because we all give Andy Reid all the credit for all those crazy plays.
Yeah.
And then we watch that and it's like,
What do they call that period where they get to come up with their own stuff?
Laboratory day.
the lab. Yeah, because they're in the lab. And I like the way Patrick Mahomes, and they're all viewing the freedom to do this. Like, hey, when we show Andy, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have this be a half-assed attempt here. Like, whenever we show it to him, it needs to be game rep so he has a little bit of confidence to call it. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot about all those teams. I can't wait to see quarterback 2. From our sources, there's no worries about quarterback 2.
Nope.
At all.
So that's good
Okay,
news.
good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Trevor Lawrence came out and said he's not ready yet. He wants to focus on ball. He turned down quarterback season 2. We don't know if that's real or not. We assume that there's been a floater.
Yep.
Did they make a formal one? And if they did, we would have loved Trevor on there.
Yes.
But we have also been told that some of the people that have come out publicly and said, no, I'm about ball, they feel like they're
Bullshit.
potentially taking a cheap kind of grandstand
Right.
for their fans, which, hey, you do whatever you got to
So
do.
be it.
Yeah, you do whatever you do whatever you got to do. Hard Knocks tonight, AJ. You excited to watch Aaron behind the scenes as the New York Jets?
Yes. Hard Knocks is awesome. Then what? They have one Jets drive or whatever. That whole behind the scenes that they follow the team. Like, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that this evening. This is just one step closer to the NFL season happening.
Let's go.
We can't wait to watch this episode. I assume the numbers are going to be bananas. This could be a big comeback year for Hard Knocks.
Yes.
Huge.
Big time.
Yep.
Could be a big-time comeback year. Hard Knocks needs it. Obviously, NFL Films absolutely loves Hard Knocks, game changer. But every social media department has their own Hard Knocks now on a daily basis. You're going to have to innovate again. What do? Let's get Aaron Rodgers as a New York Jet.
Yeah.
Let's see what takes place.
Perfect.
And then they're doing quarterback as well. I'm very pumped for
Is
this.
this on Mox?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it is on
Okay, so
Mox.
why does it come out at 10? Why can't we just drop it at fucking 8?
Because it actually is on at 10.
Yeah, but
That's
maybe
when it
give us
premieres.
maybe give Mox subscribers a little bit of a
Like an hour
Yeah,
early.
that'd be nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, do that
Well,
instead.
it's not like it's on
Mox,
cable.
but that's the only people that can watch it are Mox subscribers.
Yeah.
So that's not really a benefit to them. I mean, it gets benefit to everybody, not
No,
just the
it's on
select few.
cable. I'm just saying, why don't
It's not on
no
HBO.
time.
So if you have DirecTV, HBO, you get Mox as well?
I think so.
I think you have to pay for it.
DirecTV still around?
What?
Yeah. I got DirecTV, AJ.
You got YouTube TV this year for football though.
Oh yeah.
YouTube TV is about to have a hell of a run.
Yes. Hope they got them servers situated.
Hey, that was a good play.
Time it.
Genius.
That was a good play.
Great,
And they immediately
unbelievable
made it
play.
better.
Like Thursday Night Football, good grab by Amazon. Thursday Night Football, okay. But like Sunday Ticket is what you reach every NFL fan.
Yeah.
It'll get the old people to actually make the effort to go find it. That's what it's going to do.
That was a good play.
Well,
Big
and
time.
they listened to what people were saying. And they're like, okay, we need to do quad box.
What are we doing? We're doing a giveaway here for Hard Knocks?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
How many?
You're gonna make the first one.
I agree. How many we
4 high watches.
8.
4 high
In
watches.
honor of Rogers.
8 Ocho. Ocho people, $500. We're not doing ayahuasca.
trips?
Not 8 ayahuasca
No,
trips.
8 trips to ayahuasca?
No, 8 $500 winners.
Okay.
That they can use towards ayahuasca if you want.
I'm not telling them how to use their money. That ain't going to be enough, though. You're going to fly to the fucking jungles.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a couple planes. You're going to have to get way down there. Ayahuasca, quite an expensive experience,
Yeah.
I'd assume.
Yeah. I'd
Very.
say.
No,
I think it depends how you do it.
Yeah.
Depends how you do it.
Sure. If you go
That'd be a
to
sweet
Man,
giveaway,
trip.
though.
yeah.
We're not giving away ayahuasca, but if however you spend your money, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
So in honor of Aaron Rodgers, we will not give away ayahuasca retreats. We will not give away darkness retreats.
Damn it.
We'll give 8 people $500 if I make one of these shows.
Boom.
All right, perfect.
First one.
Bang.
Splash.
I told
Splash
I
for
called
everybody.
All you got to
Easy.
do is retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put the easiest way to pay you. We appreciate you all so much for joining us every single day. The football season is inching closer, and we're going to cover it every single damn day.
Hell yeah.
You're the best people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.